and welcome. We're back. It's me, it's Axeman, and we're here today for more NACL, the spring qualifier. Axeman, how you doing today?
I'm doing just great. Thanks, Jolly. What's up, guys? It's
Giddy.
Axeman87. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of giddy too, actually. It's an exciting time today. I think this is going to be a good day, actually. But yeah, I'm Axeman87, me color casting for you here with Jolly beside me. And also in production as well, we have Gordo and Gurf here too on the buttons. And specifically Gurf on the keys as well. Lots of piano going on. You guys can't hear that, but we certainly can. And we always love the piano riffs during the game. All right, once again for you, coming up, we got skin giveaways every single game so far this series. And Jolly, you want to take us through that here?
Hey, yeah, I mean, there's a nice little graphic right there that's going to make it really easy for me. I literally just have to read to do my job. So,
wow.
One mystery skin giveaway per game, folks. You can type _raffle in chat for this giveaway entry. And yeah, it is every single game, right? So the more games we get, the better, right? And actually, speaking of the more games we get and the better, how was last week? Because obviously I was here 2 weeks ago, right? And I unfortunately was not able to be here last weekend. So how did things go?
How was last week? Last week was difficult. We'll go ahead and say last week was not the most fun we've had. I cast with Echo, which was a lot of fun. Echo's a really cool caster.
Oh yeah.
That was fun, but yeah, we did lose the series, unfortunately, in a difficult fashion there. Went to game 3, which was good, won the second game, but yeah, we unfortunately dropped that series to, I believe, Mirage, so that was a tough one, but we're back up here against Miracle, and should be much better now. We do have a couple of clips from last week, actually, we might want to share. We have clips from the last time we played Miracle as well, so we can go ahead and show those for you. A lot of these clips have DMK on Lee Sin in them. We go ahead and roll those up. And
DMK on no big surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, a big Lee Sin plays from top to bottom. You had the first blood play here off of game 1 in that split, taking one off of Ariandel as well there into the Xinjiao. Really big kicks from DMK, all that split. This is a big 2-0 for our team here in the Miracle as well. Really, really nice play from them.
I love to see nice plays coming out of all teams, particularly CCG. And yeah, this is definitely a fantastic game. This Olaf, honestly, was a situation where that is just now banned from Quacker. Sorry. The Olaf isn't available. The Gwen is one of those that has also just been taken away. There are so many champions that these players have really shown up on that it's starting to just be an infinite champ pool. Right there, again, it's Quacker going in really hard. He gets the double, and there it is, picking up the triple. So it's a Quacker highlight reel and a DMK highlight reel for sure.
Yeah, 100%. 2 big carries for the team, and we have really enjoyed watching these players over the last several weeks. Going to Miracle here again, I imagine the draft adaptation, certainly banning away Olaf early is going to help this team out, but also maybe just not letting DMK get the lease in, I think is going to be important for this team for their success as well. So we'll see if those adaptations come through in the series moving forward. But yeah, when we talk about the multi-kills, especially when we talk about Quacker, the Gwen, the Olaf, big triples, quadra kills, you got a pentakill in the Swiss bracket there on the Gwen. Just an incredible player and really something you can't let through the draft.
No, honestly, not something you can let through. I haven't even gotten to see it like live because it's just been permabanned, right? Not only that, but I gotta say, Yunbi has been performing really, really well on these classic mages that have been also really strong. We saw a really good Azir play from Yunbi a couple weeks ago. We've seen the Orianna actually came out a bunch over the last week and then the week beforehand, and that's one that's probably not going to be banned away, right? But a pretty easy pickup because there's not a ton of counterability and she's relatively safe while also having good auto damage. So this was another classic that we saw countless times. DMK going in behind that first tier tower and helping out Yunbi. Particularly it was Yunbi towards the early parts of the game. But certainly the communication and the teamwork was something to really just behold. Look at that shockwave. That's one that I love to see over and over again.
Oh, yeah. No, it's super good. This is a nice play from Yunbi. Of course, the Acel deals tons of damage here, and you can see why you'd go ahead and pick the champion. But we'll see if we see more Acel today from Ariandel. I certainly expect this. The nice thing is that you can let Ariandel have the ASL. I believe he had it in both games during this particular series, and
Yep.
2-0'd them in spite of it. So a lot of scary ASL players out there, but Yunbi's been able to deal with it effectively, which is really nice to see, right? He's taking those power plays out, and he takes some of the wind out of the enemy team's sails.
Absolutely. That's huge. Um, this is another, actually, I think that one of the things I expect to see, wow, if I can figure out words, one of the things I expect to see going into today is also going to be not just the focus on trying to make it hard for Quacker to, get fed early on, or for DMK to get some of his favorite champs, but also is literally to just watch this bottom lane of Sage, right? And to just be able to constantly counter pick, right? This was an early hyphy pick for the Recon. So they're like, all right, we're going to take the Xayah and we're going to match it up with something that works well. So that's something I really respect about CCG, is their ability to say, okay, this is what we learned from the last game. This is what we're pulling into the next game, right? And this is what we know we're good at. So here's kind of our baseline that we're working off of.
Yeah, 100%. It's been a really incredible run from CCG so far. They'll play Miracle today. It's the series we got coming up for you in just a little bit. But if we do take Miracle down today, there's a bit of a monster waiting for us afterwards in Tony Top. That's an incredible team, and hopefully we got what it takes to take it to him. I know the boys have been working really hard in practice and getting the scrims down and spending a lot of time on the Rift, so they have what it takes to go up against that team. But first things first, we're going to take down Miracle, see if we can get us drafted a little bit here, Gurf, and we'll see if we can get this series underway. I think, once again, we talked a little bit about the draft adaptations that Miracle might need to bring the heat to CCG, take away the Olaf, the Gwen, the Lee Sin, all of these picks that CCG have used so effectively over the last few weeks in this tournament, and maybe they can take a victory up.
Yeah, got my notes from last time, right? I've got the Miracle and CCG. I've got all that draft information. So this is a run back. This is really fun for me because specifically, right, 2 weeks ago we watched CCG, and it was two really good games. Like I want to kind of refresh on those games specifically. The first one was less than 25 minutes. Okay. So Miracle did do a little bit of a run back. They were able to figure things out. The second game was a full 35-minute game. It took many pushes towards the end there for CCG to actually end things. But if history repeats itself, right, we got to feel pretty good about this series here today. And hopefully, not that I don't want to see a third skin or anything like that, but I know CCG has the capacity to once again experience a 2-0.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely in the cards we 2-0 this team again here. I think we've talked a lot about what Miracle might need to ban, but the picks, I think, need some work as well. I think the Xinjiao pick in the first series wasn't necessarily good. Into the Lee Sin, I think Lee Sin's just a stronger champion overall, and you had better jungle picks available. And then also the ASOL pick didn't seem to be working out for Ariandel all that well, despite the power of the pick itself, and maybe looking for another champion could help this team out. Also, playing more effectively around the bottom lane, I think will help them out more as well there. Sage really took it to him in the bot lane that first series, so something that could potentially help Miracle get the W through here. But yeah, I think we covered everything in the pre-show so far.
Yeah,
trying to look, and we got it all down.
You're like looking at the run of show like a good caster over there, and I'm like, do we have a run of show? I'm like,
Jolly's just freewheeling it.
Well, yeah, yeah. I know. Last night I was hanging out with other casters, and they're like, I gotta study for tomorrow's broadcast, and people are like, Jolly, do you have to study for tomorrow's broadcast? I'm like, nah, I'm a professional.
It's all up here. It's all up here. Why would it be?
All up here, baby.
It's all in the brain.
It is. I mean, this is a run back, right? I just saw these two teams face off, and it was pretty decisive, right? Like you gotta say, I think this is a really good opportunity for CCG to move forward. And we're talking about moving into the playoffs, right? So this is a really exciting opportunity as well, but something that we hopefully as CCG fans already kind of feel decent about. Something else that I gotta say for Miracle that I don't want to see again if they want to do well, Jace versus Olaf.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that again. I mean, unless I just want to see another 24-minute game. But the second game where they ran back, where they ended up banning out the Olaf, right? They brought the Renekton in, and it ended up going, Renekton was brought in by Quacker, and they brought in the Gnar. And that one worked a lot better, right? They were actually able to kind of maintain this island status towards the top side of the map, which meant that DMK had to really focus much more on the mid or the bottom side. Obviously, that still worked out great. We saw the highlight reel with a few of those dragon kicks, Dragon's Rage from behind the tower straight into the Oriana of Yunbi. So that's another one that you just got to the consistency again. I love the consistency. You can continue to try to ban out these really, really powerful champions for CCG. You can ban out the Olaf, you can ban out the Gwen, you can ban out potentially even Lee Sin. Um, but then you completely forget about the rest of the map. And you just, I mean, it's impossible to make everything go your way in a situation like this.
Exactly, and in the meta that favors so many bot lane bans, right? The Kaylin Ashe, all of the
Yeah.
supports that have been eating bans in drafts all over the scene. It's really difficult to say, yeah, you got to ban Lee Sin and Olaf and Gwen in first rotation, or you just
Yeah.
lose the game. Because, like,
Good
what are
luck.
we giving Sophia Stage at that point? The Caitlyn Karma for free, Lulu, all these incredible bot
Yep.
lane champions, Ashe potentially for Yama. Yeah, they're just getting all that for free. There's just no way. It's not tenable. So you are going to have to throw at least two bans. We've been seeing at least anyway towards the bot lane before you kind of pick your poison a little bit. I think
Yep.
it's probably going to be the Olaf ban that we'll go with if we're Miracle, but it really could be anything. You mentioned the Renekton pick for Quacker. I felt like that did go really well for Miracle, actually, as far as forcing him back onto that pick. I think we're pretty
Yeah.
deep into the champion pool once he goes to Renekton, which feels a little weird to say. Renekton's pretty strong. But yeah, I think forcing him back on the Renekton is probably best case scenario for Miracle, and they can certainly counterpick that one a lot better than some of the other picks here. I know he's got the Darius he likes to stop people with
Yep.
there as well, and
Haven't gotten to see that.
Gragas is something that they haven't flexed up in the top lane yet for
Yep.
Quacker either, but that's certainly available for them too.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would be most surprised if they did actually ban the Lee Sin. I know that this is something that DMK does just excels at. And again, I have been familiar with DMK for a few years now, right? Being in the amateur scene, the collegiate scene, all that stuff. And this has always been DMK, Lee Sin, insane, right? That's never not been the story. So the question is, do you really put that much of an investment in that one jungle? Or do you just try to continue to counter it? Because I think what we had in Udyr last time that was picked up by Miracle, and then you also had the Xin. And you mentioned how the Xin maybe didn't go so great. The Udyr was a little bit better, but I don't know, the cohesion between the teams still just didn't quite feel clean enough. So yeah, I guess that's part of my thought is, do you ban the Lee Sin? Do you not? I don't think they're going to ban the Lee Sin just because there is the opportunity to kind of shut him down in the early parts of the game. Can they?
Certainly.
Is the follow-up question.
Exactly right, and a lot of the reason for the success for the Lee in that series was first off the double kill, first blood
Yep.
in game one. There, that really set the tone for the series, and obviously accelerated DMK in that particular game. But honestly, it was also just a not be able to keep up with the clear speed from the Lee Sin as well.
Yeah.
Right, DMK is a legendary Lee Sin player, but that clear speed. Is accelerated as a result of that, right? Just how time he has on the champion. He's able to get the jungle down really, really fast. And the reality is, if DMK decides, hey, I'm just going to perma clear over and over again, he's going to have a 10, 20, 30, 40 CS lead over you as the game progresses. And the
Yep.
lead doesn't actually fall off when he's that accelerated, right? When he's that far ahead, because, yeah, your base numbers might not carry you through a regular game of Lee Sin, but when your base numbers are up 2 levels consistently, you're going to be just fine, right? So, yeah, if he doesn't get that
Yep.
early success, get that first blood, we might see a situation where, maybe it doesn't work out quite as well. Maybe they're able to shut down the Lee Sin a little bit here. But, man, oh, man, I don't think you can do it on Xin Zhao. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now.
Yeah.
That Xin Zhao looked super, super weak. I think there are much better junglers, much better skirmishing junglers, especially. You look at the Viego, the Wukong champions that actually have big level 6 spikes that you can use to win skirmishes, but also have
Yep.
skirmishing potential pre-6 as well. And these champions are way, way better than Xin Zhao, right? A lot more skill expression as well. If you're a master tier player, you should be able to play these champions and not have to play Xin Zhao.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And if you're trying to find like cohesion within the team too, there are many champions that can fill that role better than the Zim was able to. Going back to what you were saying though about Lisa and TMK's clear speed and all of that, you're like, oh, if DMK just wants to sit in the jungle and spend all this time, right? He'll be accelerated. He'll have these levels. First off, he never does that, right? Because he's going to spend all this time in the jungle and then he's going to say, all right, real quick, I'm just going to hop right in. I'm going to kick that one to
Yeah.
you. All right, back into the jungle. All right, thank you so much. No stutter in his step, right, to get there. So honestly, in my opinion, if DMK gets this Lee Sin, sincerely, the only way to shut him down is to legitimately like invade and shut him down. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem is I sincerely don't see uh the ability to just outplay this Lee Sin. Like I think DMK is that good and is that consistent on this champion. That if he makes that pick, if you don't ban it out, you have to find some way to go in and shut him down because he is going to do well. He's going to do well on this champ, no matter what the composition is, no matter how the game starts.
100%, right? And a lot of that invasion potential from the jungle position starts with the skirmishing ability of the jungler
Yeah.
itself,
Oh,
but
totally.
it also ends with like just having lanes that can support you. Like I'm a jungler, I'm not going to go invade the enemy jungle if I know that the enemy bot lane is Lucian Nami because they're just going to
Yeah.
come kill me, right? Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
just going to rotate over, kill me super fast. That's not going to matter. So yeah, it does start with those lanes as well, and we'll see if we can. We're being told the draft is ready. I guess we talked too long here, Jolly, but
We talk.
it's always a good time talking with you here. So we
We
got draft up here in just a few seconds, and then we'll see what all champions we got here is the draft.
Yeah, luckily, these teams give us a lot to talk about, right? Because we just kind of sit there and wait for draft to start up. No surprise that sometimes there is a player that is a little bit behind. So let's see as we start hopping into this one again. Obviously, ban phase is where we're looking first, and it is CCG starting on the blue side with Miracle there on the red side. So I think when we saw as well CCG, it was blue and red, so it doesn't really matter. And I've seen them win and lose on either side, so it really doesn't make that much of a difference to this team.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. I think we see a lot more Gragas when CCG is on the blue side because I like to first pick
Yeah.
that blue side. That's really the only thing I've noticed that's different about the team compositions on either side, really. I think maybe there's like a little bit more Ezreal Karma on red side as well
Yeah.
because they get that first and second pick in. But by and large, it's mostly the same team compositions, the same gameplay style on either side of the map, which has really benefited the team so far. You find a lot of teams that are really reliant on either that first pick blue or the last pick red side,
Right.
and it just doesn't seem like CCG is really in that echelon of teams here. Got the bans rolling out now. We got a lot of jungle bans. Look at that.
There it is.
There it
They're
is.
doing it. They're doing it.
They're taking it right away. Rapid
Yeah.
said, "No way, man."
Right. And again, I wasn't quite sure of this one. And just to go back from CCG, who they banned last time, it was J4. It was the Gragas that was also in the that first phase for both blue and red side. And then one time it was the Sejuani, one time it was the Varus there. So it's, a little bit back and forth. But hey, Ariandel, all right, you know what? Even though that ASOL didn't really seem to go very well the last time you guys matched up, it's enough to require or to have a respect ban come through from CCG. On the other side, it's the Karma that has been taken away, and then Varus is going to round out the final ban there for CCG.
Yeah, taking it away. See what this last ban is. Yeah, it should be that. I was on the fence, Ash or Caitlyn. I like the
Yeah.
Ash ban a little bit more. I feel like it's really impressive. But we've actually seen a lot of like dud Ash performances in the tournament.
Yep.
So maybe I'm a little too high on Ash. We'll see what this first pick blue side is. Gragas has got to be my pick, but we're hovering Maokai a little bit here. See if the Maokai comp comes through. Another big flex pick that was bigger towards the start of the split than it is now. Maokai ate a lot of not a lot of bans, excuse me, a lot of nerfs from Riot. So not quite as strong, but it will get locked in here. Red side, I think the combo pickup, I want to see big artillery from red side here. Maybe we see the Lux in combination with the Caitlyn. Could be interesting.
Ah! Hey, we're good. We're good. No worries.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Production is so on top of things. Even if everything goes down on their end, it's like half a second, and they're like, "No, it's fine, man. We're good. No worries at all. We know what's going on here." So we do have those two lock-ins, and it's the Annie. Miracle has locked in. The Wukong is no big surprise. The Wukong is great. You're talking about that engage. You're talking about some, what a disengage even including. But the Annie, I've seen the Annie a bit. Just I wasn't expecting to see the Annie today. I don't think.
Yeah, no, me neither, right? And I think this Annie will go for Ariandel here, but Pacus certainly has the shot at that as well in the support position. We get Zaya Rakan here for Safa Sage and Yama. They're not going to go for the Ezreal because they don't get the Karma. That likely means we don't see either Olaf or Gwen down the bot side as it normally gets activated by Yama's Karma, but who knows? We still have plenty of opportunity for some big engaged champions from either Quacker or DMK here. Zeri going to be locked in alongside the Annie. Interesting bot lane pickup for Miracle.
Yeah, the Zeri's been good, and especially when you're talking about being able to just kind of poke some damage at like this Zyrakan matchup. Um, yeah, I'm really interested in the Annie pickup in general, right? First off, first phase is an interesting pick, right? Because you don't expect that to be banned or taken away, like an Annie, especially as a second pick. It's obviously a flex pick. You have to think it's going to Ariandel. The possibility exists that it's for Pockets, but it doesn't really. It's not like that holds a really good hand for Miracle, right?
Yeah.
To say, oh, they don't know, it's a flex pick Annie. Like, yeah. I'm confused. I'm confused, I suppose, about where they're going with this, but I'm pretty excited to see what they might be able to pull off. Maybe this is something really special. You can see though that the Orianna for Yunbi, unfortunately, we're not going to see a run back of the Orianna against Miracle here that worked out really well in the 2 games previously, 2 weeks ago. That one's been banned away. And then the Jace, Miracle just kind of reinforcing, hey, it was a good pick, okay?
Hey, you know what? It's a strong champion, and we'll stand by it. But the NA Jace, perhaps a little ever hopeful here. Last ban going to go down, taken away from Miracle. What will it be? The Gangplank coming through. So Quacker looking for a big pick here. Should be a blind pick going in. We'll see what Miracle have to offer in their 4th pick.
Wow, Gwen is up. Gwen is up and available. You were talking about how, the Gwen activation with the Karma doesn't exist. You still have a lot of good initiation though with all of these, with the 3 champions that have been locked in. The Syndra was another one that I was actually kind of curious about, just because Syndra has still been strong. Syndra has still been capable of a lot of things. And with the playstyle of CCG, always good to have something, like that, E to throw back. And this is one that I referenced. I did bring up Yumby. I did bring up the Azir that was pulled out before by Yumby, and it is going to be taken through again. So I do think the expectation is that Annie is going in the mid lane here. Oh, wait, sorry. That Annie is going to the bot lane, that Syndra is going to the mid lane.
Yeah, there we go. And then the team up in the top lane, of course.
No, of course, yeah.
Maybe Casanti. We'll see what Quacker's got in store for us here in a little bit. And then I will get counterpicked on the red side. Surely, unless they decide to send Wukong up into it, there's no shot Barrack locks Darius. No way! Let's go. The Barrack Darius. Let's go. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Barrack and Quacker are actually both big Darius players. So
yeah, both of
perhaps
them.
we should have been expecting Darius in at least one of these games. But that was a contested pick, and it is going to get counterpicked here. Casanti, he likes the extended trades back and forth. But unfortunately, Darius just likes him a little bit more, which makes this a Darius favorite matchup. I like to think Casanti is better in team fights, but maybe that's just cope.
It might be. Yeah, it might be a big tank of copium right there.
It could be,
especially depending on how the lane goes, right?
Yeah,
it's hard to say that Casante's better in team fights, because I don't know. At the end of the day, man, you still got a Darius on the other team. It's not on CCG, but I still feel really good about CCG's draft here, and I'm excited to see the changes that have taken place over the last 2 weeks since these 2 teams last faced off.
100%. Right? Teams grow and change. They switch up drafts a little bit, switch up picks. I will say, going into the Miracle Series Game 1, I did feel like Miracle had a pretty strong team comp with some strong champions. And I'm feeling the same way now. But in that first series, CCG totally dominated, right? It was a big game for them, big level
24 and a half minute game.
Yeah, big 24.5 minute game, big first blood play from DMK. So, maybe we see a repeat of that, but there is no Lee Sin available for DMK, so that first blood play gets a little bit harder. Let's see what they do.
And yeah, it's a Maokai, which obviously not really same playstyle as the Lee Sin. But again, DMK can do anything. DMK can absolutely do anything. And so I am really interested to see, especially with that first pick, right? Having such big champions up and available that CCG could have prioritized. They didn't. They said, no, we want DMK on this Maokai early on. And I do like that, of course, the Maokai itself being a flex pick, almost always now going into the jungle role, very rarely in the top role like he used to, have a mainstay. But again, I'm mostly this Annie. Like what? So yeah, I feel like I haven't really heard your feelings on this Annie and what your expectations are. This was a second pick Annie.
Yeah, Annie very strong in the support role right now, and
Second
we've been
pick
seeing
though.
it in combination quite a bit with champions that have really big all-in potential, but also like to control a little bit more control with their jungler there as well. It seems kind of obvious the CC comes coming out of the champion, but something that has come to fruition, I think that we talked a little bit about when you were talking about how Miracle were going to shut down Lee Sin, shut down the DMKs. We talked about him potentially invading, trying to get into Lee Sin's jungle to shut him down early there. And that is something Miracle have done. They drafted Wukong with the big skirmish potential, really good fighting pre-6 here. He also has a nice supporting early game strong bot lane here that can support him pushing into the bottom side of DMK's jungle. Also, nothing particularly Maokai can do about that, right? You're a
Yep.
tank jungler. You don't have great 1v1 potential. You don't provide a lot to a 3v3 in the early game pre-6. So that is something that DMK is just going to have to cede to Rapid, unfortunately, here before the 8-minute mark. Is just his bottom side jungle might be a little bit forfeit. He might get invaded
Yeah.
quite often.
Yeah, and the other side of that is clearly they're going in with that game plan, right? Like CCG is going in knowing DMK is usually this heavy hitter in the early parts of the game. He's usually a fast clear. And now they're like, all right, let's see what Miracle is going to do when we pull this, kind of the opposite sort of style of jungle play for DMK. So I'm really curious to see particularly why this was prioritized for them and then what Miracle's able to do with that. Because I'm sure they felt great. They're like, all right, Lee Sin first ban. And CCG's like, yeah, we didn't even want to play it. Go for it. We wanted the
Yeah, right.
Maokai anyway.
Yeah, give us the Maokai regardless. Wondering why we threw the Gragas out. The Gragas seems so strong. I know last week it wasn't that strong
Yeah.
into Mirage, and they kind of fell flat a little bit there. So maybe some belief in the pick was dropped out a little bit there. I feel like a lot of the reason why the Gragas didn't work so well was that DMK seemed super intent on counter jungling,
Mhm.
and a lot of the power counter jungling got removed over this preseason and isn't as strong now.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that had more to do with it than necessarily the pick did. But I think the Maokai pick is a lot more of a focus on the team fight aspect here as well. That post level 6 and trying to play for the objectives, play for the Rift Heralds.
Team fights.
Uh,
Psh.
yeah, team. Yeah, boring, right?
I thought this game was about picks. Come on.
Nah, it's all about picks. That's actually honestly great pick, great point out as well. Because whenever you pick the Rakan, I feel like even without Zaya, the Rakan Vi combination is so strong, and Rakai Elise and all the Rakan Elise is so strong. It's kind of weird seeing the Maokai pick up with it, right? Because you got a big team fight, ultimate jungler, a big frontline tank, and then
Yeah.
you have this really heavy like dive support. So an interesting
Yeah.
combination there. Still lots of CC built in, but a little bit on different wavelengths there.
Yeah, I agree. That's something that I hadn't really spent the time to consider of. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go in, you're gonna be able to battle dance around, right? And grand entrance in, and then the Maokai can just W as well. Like there's not it doesn't really support the other how we're used to seeing like a heavy initiating support going through, right? And helping out the initiation for a jungle. It's gonna be the same either way, I think, for DMK to be able to initiate and engage on these. But again, I'm surprised we're not gonna see DMK in the early parts of this. I'm used to seeing DMK pre 3 minutes show up and provide something that will, get first blood, whether it's like game number 1 against Miracle 2 weeks ago, where it was the double kill in the bottom lane, or just something behind the tower in general, some sort of invasive play. So I'm curious to see DMK, how well DMK can hold himself back from initiating on these really early fights and playing it safe early on, because DMK is not really a play it safe kind of guy. He's like, we're going for it, right?
Yeah, and he's going to have to play a different style here. Personally, for me with the Maokai, I just like grinding to level 6, getting, make sure you arrive at the Rift Herald 8 minutes in with that ultimate, breaking open your lane, and then threatening with that team fight. Big team fight ultimate ability, and being able to use that to get the first Rift Herald down. That's what really unlocks the game for me a little bit there.
All right, so it does look like we are not just wasting your time here, guys. It looks like there is a little bit of a bug. We're trying to get the game continued on. It looks like it's kind of stuck at 8 seconds, and I'm assuming you guys don't only want to see 8 seconds of the game. So we are going to take a really quick break so that we can hop back into it right at the... Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Okay, we are gonna. All right. We are gonna take a. Production's like scrambling in the background, so I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, we are gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we are gonna hop right into game number 1 here between CCG and Miracle. It's me, Jolly. It's Axeman. We'll be right back. Stick around.
So desperate on my knees to break. And I hear the voice of an angel telling me not to lay it down. And I feel the spirit guiding, telling me not to give up. Hold on to every promise I've been praying for.
Okay, so we're back. We're back.
We gotta talk.
We're back. We gotta talk. So yeah, we had a little bit of a client bug, right? Riot. Ugh. And going into this one, we missed the first 7 minutes, and it looks like in that 7 minutes, Rapid is 4-1.
I yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
hey, we don't have too much information. DMK's died twice, of course, and that's about all we know. So you know as much as we do now, folks.
we can't be behind though. You know, we gotta be
We're
keeping you up to
we're in
date,
it,
right?
Oh my,
We're
okay,
in it, and that's
Yumby.
going to be another big attack. There's so much damage coming out of Ariandel. Was that the ultimate? That was the ultimate coming out of Ariandel in the mid side, and it didn't pick up a kill. A
I
couple
can
ults coming out of
honestly
CCG.
say I've never dropped into the middle of a game and had to cast it before, so it is kind of weird being like, oh, we're into the game and they have ultimates.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, good.
Yep.
The pace is already a little different right now, but that's okay. I think we both agreed going into this we weren't in love with the Maokai pick.
Yeah.
And we also, like you heard during draft, we talked a little bit about how it seemed like DMK was going to get invaded a lot this game. So, gun to my head, I would say that's what happened this game. But it looks like things are starting to heal a little bit. We're taking big swings at objectives, which is good. Taking this dragon down, which is really nice. And things are going back to perhaps the way we had anticipated them a little bit here. But DMK is absolutely still losing his jungle.
Yeah, that's for sure. And also consider when we're looking up at the top there that the first Rift Herald was taken by Miracle, so they have a little bit extra. You can see Wukong still holding on to that one, so he can drop it in whichever lane, and it looks like they have priority in most of these lanes, right? Bottom is the lane where CCG is kind of looking like they're holding on the best. Mid lane, we already saw how much pressure was there. We saw a 3-man invade onto the mid side, and then up top, Quacker is just really struggling up against this Darius.
It's a tough matchup. Nobody beats Darius in extended trades, and unfortunately, that's what Casanti is built to do, is to try to fight out extended trades, get the Q down twice before getting that third Q in. And yeah, it's just not going to go well for him in any stretch of the imagination. You can see Barrack already with the assist through there has been able to purchase the armor boots, which make it much more difficult for Quacker as well. But you know, later in this game, I do think Quacker provides a little bit more from a support perspective to the team than Barrack does. Ariandel Rapid up top here. It's a 3-man dive. Quacker is not going to feel good about this.
Oh, he does not feel good about this one. He's trying to go in on the front side. He's just going to instantly be taken out. It's the Cyclone. It only needs one proc. Rapid says, all right, I'll get the kill. And now let's take a couple of plates as well. So things all across really not going in favor of CCG this game.
100%. It kind of feels weird to say that well, the thought that we won this series so hard last time because Rapid was on a champion like Xinjiao, and all he had to do was just pick a meta champion, and he could have absolutely destroyed Face in game one. That's just a testament to how strong meta champions actually are and how much you should consider learning one. They are no joke.
It's true. All right, there's the meta for a reason. And for those of you who don't actually know what meta stands for, it is most effective tactic available. So,
Nah,
might as
that's
well-
not real.
that
that
can't be
real?
right. That can't, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't, yeah. Meta, yep, it is. Meta stands for most effective tactic available. So it literally is, I mean, by definition, it is the most effective way to play the game, right? That there has been a particular thing that has been discovered about a champion, about, a build, just strengths that are held that everyone can acknowledge. There's a reason that this is played as much as it is, right? So we're going to see how, I really want to see Yunbi perform incredibly well in this Azir, but it's so hard to do when you have Rapid everywhere at once. It's so hard to keep eyes on Rapid right now.
Yeah, the way the team comp is supposed to function is you scale up a little bit to like level 6 or something, and then you try and work these team fight ultimates into objectives, right? But unfortunately, they've fallen so far behind in the early game that those team fight ultimates just aren't going to carry them through those team fights. So here we go.
Let's
a little
see
bit of
if
a
we
pick.
can get
Maybe
something here, though.
goes
Yama's
down.
going to go in, find the one, has the quickness, and is going to go down there. Just takes too many tower shots. DMK is going to take a tower shot or two and also go down. So, wow, it ended up being a kill on Ariandel. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Miracle.
And that certainly is one of the issues we identified with this team comp is that lower damage, right?
Yeah.
Not as much damage kicking around there. Yunbi, level 8, not able to take down Ariandel in that particular play. Just didn't have the damage to do so, right? Had plenty of setup. Ariandel didn't move that entire play
Yeah.
there. He was locked up by CC constantly, but just not enough damage to get the kills down with the turret, free hitting the CCG members.
Yeah, definitely different. All right, if we're comparing 2 weeks ago when CCG and Miracle faced off against each other, very, very different game. You were talking about a big difference being the Xin Zhao compared to that Wukong, but I think honestly for me the biggest difference is the composition that CCG has pulled in here. I like the individual picks. Just when we're looking at like win conditions, it's pretty tough, right? You have a lot less win conditions, and also they are a little more particular towards how Miracle plays. And because Miracle has played so well here, it's definitely looking like a struggle for the rest of the game. Of course, we're only 13 minutes in, though. It is only about a 3K gold differential, but that can be pretty substantial at this point in the game.
Certainly can be a little bit more substantial for sure. 15 seconds on this next dragon, Jolly. This might be an opportunity for Miracle to break up the dragons. CCG not with the most power down bot side here, and of course you see Rapid in the area as well.
Mm-hmm. They already have one of those objectives, like I said. They got that first Rift Herald, Shelly.
Yeah, and then Shelly. I think he's still got Shelly too, right?
No, wait.
Did he drop Shelly?
Yeah, he has to have, because
where's Shelly?
Yeah, I mean Shelly came out earlier because obviously not still in the inventory and would have expired now at this point too.
That makes sense to me.
It is the chem map is what we're looking at here, and maybe CCG trying to focus in on Ariandel. That one's going to be a nice little E to send Yunbi back, and that kind of removes the opportunity here for DMK and the rest of the team. Look at this Rapid 2 levels up on Yanma. That's the expectation, but still the 1 full level up on DMK is not something you want to see.
Yeah, 100%. The Divine Sunder coming in clutch for him there as well. Lots of damage coming through. Quacker, this is a great trade pattern for him, but oh wow, he's gonna go all in actually.
Oh
no
my
way!
goodness, no way!
Oh, come
I
on.
thought you had that one. It was, I mean, that was a tick of health, but at the end of the day, you're going against a Darius. He used his flash. All summoners were used on that one, and that's those boots really coming in clutch, I gotta say, for Barrick. Oh, what a close fight.
Yeah, really close fight, unfortunately. For Quacker, not going his way this go round. This might just be a wash for CCG. Not looking good for them whatsoever. Rapid's going to take down the Rift Herald here for that second Rift Herald booster shot. They'll be able to break open structures after this one. Yunbi in trouble. Yeah, he's going to be able to make it out for the time being.
Mid lane has just been a bit of trouble. I gotta say, it's been really difficult, and there's been a lot of focus from Miracle to try to put pressure here onto Yunbi, who is such a good player at recognizing, all right, this is a chance where I might get jumped on. This is, you know, an opportunity maybe for the jungle to make a move. Usually very, very aware and capable of escaping from anything. And the fact that he's gone down even just this one time, I think really says something to Miracle focusing so hard on this mid lane. And it's allowing them, because they're focusing so hard, it's allowing them now to take control of these objectives.
Yeah, it really is here, and having a difficult time contending with some of those objectives, to be sure. Trying to sweep out some of the vision, trying to control the map just a little bit more. We have Yunbi down the bottom lane, allowing Suffolk Sage to be in the mid lane and farm a little bit harder. This is going to be safer for Yunbi, and maybe dissuade Rapid from beating the Azir back any further.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, CCG is just basically trying to get a grasp on something, right? Right here, it's just trying to find some pressure while at the same time not getting caught out. Ariandel, just a little bit rude. Totally unnecessary.
Yeah,
but,
rude.
You know,
what?
Might as
Hello?
well.
Yeah, trying to find a foothold, I think, a little bit here. Rapid, still trying to find a place to drop that Rift Herald. I'm thinking potentially top here at this point could be dangerous. As a place to drop the Rift Herald. Always the classic dropping in mid. There we go.
Yep, might as well, and especially because that's where, like I said, Miracle has been focusing most of their pressure anyway. They've been pushing Yunbi back, who is a very strong player on this team. Just the one charge is all this should be able to get off here. Yunbi, in the meantime, is able to get a lot of pressure on this bottom side, and that's what, God, that's what I love about Azir. You see those autos? That's just disgusting. That shouldn't be legal, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The damage and how quickly you're able to get autos off as Azir is kind of absurd in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, this early in the game as well. Here he can certainly put out a lot of attack speed. Quacker in trouble, but
Hey,
able
not
to
as,
walk
not as
out.
bad as we've seen. All right, hey, you know what? That was trouble, but that's trouble that we are willing to take. That means the Quacker's going to be able to get out alive, and not only that, but having eyes on those two members means you kind of have an idea of maybe where they're going to go
Yeah,
next.
there
And
we
what
go.
an ultimate there. It is Yunbi. What did I say? I love this guy on this champion. We don't see it as often as we should, but that can turn the tides now because that is going to be another tower down in favor here of CCG. It's going to be a big jump though by Pockets. Are they going to be able to put down enough damage? Tibbers does come out, but they don't get the slow. Yunbi able to poke back so much while Tibbers slowly meanders forward. And that is a half health Pockets, and still the tower goes down.
Yeah, tower goes down, and that's a nice chunk of change over to CCG, who are still under 2K between the two. Holy cow. Yeah, Barrick almost caught GMK. That's crazy. Holy cow. Yeah, they're able to bring the gold lead down to less than 2K. Really important here. The game is essentially even between the two teams, despite all the efforts Rapid had in the early game here.
How crazy is that? I mean, now look at the goal differential, right? We were looking at like a 2-3K, which I was saying at 13 minutes, I think it was a 3K difference in favor of Miracle. Now we're looking at barely 1, right? Or a little bit over 1. So this is a chance now, of course, as they get the dragon, those numbers all skew. So, you know, nothing I say is accurate for long. But still, the fact that CCG got that first dragon, honestly, that alone, I think, is a real saving grace for this team, right? You have to consider that that meant that Miracle had to focus on picking up dragons later on. So this will be a tower trade. The bottom side, Darius was able to pick one up. I don't think he's going to continue pushing here. He still has the chance, actually, because Casante's on his way down. But lots of pings now coming up from Miracle around this Baron pit, maybe to try to make a move, knowing Yama is in the wings.
Certainly could be the option here.
Ooh,
Aridel
oh
goes
my-
down once again.
Yunbi,
This time
come
a
on.
solo kill for
Come
Yunbi
on.
picked up there. Barrick taking a bunch of damage down bot lane as well.
Ooh, that is a lot, and it was a nice dodge there. Quacker trying to get out of the queue to ensure he doesn't gain too much health, but man, that bleed is just so much damage. Hemorrhaging does end up losing you a lot, and Quacker is playing this one smart.
Yeah, I'm glad they called it hemorrhaging instead of just bleed, because it is
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous how much damage you take
Yeah.
for it to just be a bleed effect. Like, it actually deals like 1,000 damage
Yeah,
over the
right.
course of an extended fight. And it's like, wait, what do you mean I bled 1,000 damage? That's not a bleed.
It's true. No, that is a straight hemorrhage, right? That's
crazy.
internal, external, doesn't matter. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
100%.
Granted, I guess it has to be external because when you literally
coming
see,
out.
you literally see the trail of blood, you know, as the champion's like trying to walk away. And it is a
Yeah.
lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's like it seems to be sometimes more than the hemo plague. I'm like, man, that pool of blood was big, but my gosh, have you guys seen the hemorrhaging after Darius hits you a few times?
I don't know what
It
they
can-
got in that axe, but it really does pull the blood right out of you. It's crazy.
Right? It's true. Yeah, I don't know either, but it's definitely something that, considering how well Miracle played the first bit of this, I'm honestly really, really happy with how Quacker's been responding and reacting now as Darius and saying, okay, Barrick, we're at the point where it's not nearly as easy for you to just take me on in a 1v1. You're gonna need a little bit more than just you.
Certainly here, and Baron has spawned on Summoner's Rift, which changes the dynamic just a little bit here between these two teams. I think CCG takes down the Baron a little bit faster with Yunbi on his ear, so that is something that could come into play here. Miracle need to set up a vision line so they can control this area, but it is also a little bit easier to control with the Chem Tech map,
Yep.
Scryer's Blooms, as they do reveal vision just a little bit better than the standard Scryer's Blooms.
I always forget the name of those.
Oh, me too.
The
Yeah,
the plants in general. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know blast cone.
they're written on the back of my hand. Actually, I just read them off of it.
You should see my notes. The number of like things that I'm just like, oh, what was that ability called again? Oh, that's right. Okay, don't forget
Yeah.
unleash power. You know, like that.
Yeah. If I
So-
wasn't so sure Riot was going to change them, I might get them tattooed there.
You know what? I'm at the point where I'm just ready to get a bullet pointed list and say, you know, ability QWER and just have a little dash, and that's what I'll get tattooed on my hand. Okay? And then I can
Yeah.
just fill it in, right? Then I can just fill
Well,
it in
just fill
depending
it
on who
in.
is playing. But
It'd be so
it is-
easy.
It is potentially Miracle. They were looking maybe for a little bit of an in. On that one, CCG though is staying really grouped together, which they have to do to be able to take on Miracle right now, especially with Rapid being so dang strong.
Rapid's crazy strong right now. 5-1-1, big CS lead over DMK. I mean, he's got everything he
wow,
could hope
I
for.
didn't
He's
even
got
look
the
at that.
Stacy. He's got
Holy
the stasis
moly.
in there too.
Stacy.
It's the Stacy's.
I do, yeah. I mean, I didn't even see that CS differential there. 105. That's 23 minutes in. That's really unfortunate. I mean,
That's a
that
big
is-
monkey.
yeah, and that's where you don't want to be as this Maokai as well. So I like CCG's focus now. You know, Quacker's down to the bottom side, trying to play this one safe, but there needs to be a move made by CCG. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of these plays like around Baron, or of course you got another dragon that's going to be spawning in about 35 seconds, and that could be sole point for Miracle. So CCG needs to make a move.
Oh yeah, definitely need to make a move soon and try to control the objective. Try to set up the vision and force the others
Ooh.
back. Rapid in. Whoo! That's close.
Battle dance out. Luckily, yeah.
close.
Luckily, you're a con, right? You do have the chance to just battle dance out of that one.
Holy
Not only
cow.
that, actually, you've got the chance to grand entrance out of that one too if you need to. So, a lot of disengage that Yama has available, and that is another potential saving grace here, right? That as well as that full engage. But and Miracle's just playing it really safe. It's not, there are no opportunities they are giving here to CCG to find any sort of initiation.
None whatsoever. Right, and CCG looks like they're positioning to start this up. Last Dance is going to start the Dragon. That'll be their third Dragon and put CCG in a little bit of a pickle. I would like to see them start this Baron up soon.
They kind of have to.
Yeah.
And actually, Miracle says that they're going to put the first little ticks of damage onto it so that it can maybe do something here. It's not going to do much, and that also means that the vision is going to be in favor of CCG. Rapid still just clearing out more of the jungle, and look at that. All alone, while everyone was distracted by the Baron. Last Dance says, yeah, all right, got Dragon, guys. Cool, we're at Soul Point now.
Resets come through from CCG as they decide to power up a little bit and get back onto the map to try to fight over this Baron. They will cede control of the pit over to Miracle, who will indeed start up this objective soon here. See that come through momentarily. Barrack takes a reset as well. Big thing you want to look for with these engages, that primary CC, Aryan dealt with the stun coming out. Pockets potentially with the stun forward as well. That's what's going to start up these fights.
There's a chance, though. The grand entrance onto Rapid. Rapid's just going to be able to clone over the wall. You can see just waiting a second or two for that cooldown to come off. Nobody is really going to go in hard on that player right now, but CCG, they're just trying to group up together. Pockets maybe trying to find something, a chance for a Tibbers to drop. Everybody's got their ultimate up on both sides. That's Featherstorm first off the stage, almost back. It's CCG, they're trying to be proactive about this, but man, it's so risky because Miracle is playing it safe while they are far ahead.
They really are, yeah. That's all Miracle really has to do, right? Is just play safely, and, play things straight here. But the gold lead overall, less than 1,000 gold. So CCG is beginning to catch up slowly but surely. It is just Rapid that's still doing really, really solidly, has a bunch of their team's gold, and can change the course of the team fight in a big, big way. Almost everybody else on his team is behind, though.
Yeah, and actually, since you mentioned the gold, I know it came up earlier. I don't know if I actually want to see it again, but can we see the gold? Oh my gosh, look at the difference between these junglers here. 9-6 and 6-9. That is not
Yeah.
Those are not numbers
But it's
that we want
funny
to see
because when
swapped
you
around.
look at the mid lane, it's the opposite, right? Yumbi
Yeah,
is
yeah,
up 4,000 gold
yeah.
over Ariandel, which is a bigger lead.
And here's the damage you were talking about. Look at that. The Baron has been started here. Miracle now recognizing that they need to make a move. They need to do something about
To the
that.
Baron, finish
And
it.
it's very close to going down.
Finish
They're giving
it.
Miracle a bit more of an opportunity. It's actually going to be Yama who goes over to the other side. Baron picked up here by CCG. It's a huge scout of the week on the backside by Ariandel. It's a big flash forward, a nice feather storm, and a good blade caller, but it's not going to be enough for Sophos Stage to get out of here alive. They're going to find another blade caller. They're going to flash forward. Barrick is on the chase, and Sophos Stage, there's not a lot. Sophos Stage, not a lot of opportunity to get away from that one. He tried to throw out the blade collar one more time or get those feathers laid down, but he just didn't have the chance. So they lost 3 members and they lost 3 Baron buffs across the board for CCG, but that meant that the Baron didn't go to Miracle.
They lose the turret as well. Yumbi's going to use that Baron buff to push forward here. Here's the replay coming up for you as they do lose the inhib, unfortunately. And yeah, the pushing still going here as they're going to take the reset back off, take the camps down on the way out here.
All right, let's see that replay. You got to talk us through this one.
Yeah, I got to talk through this one. They disengage the fight a little bit here with the Maokai ult, are able to burn down the Baron a little bit and slow down Rapid from getting over this wall, but yeah, the big Feather Storm did not hit too many members, got the root down onto Barrick. Unfortunately, just way too much damage going on to DMK and Quacker. The front line getting torn apart there at the front of that fight.
And Yama's like, all right, I'm out here. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Sophos Sage. You know, using the battle dance to just get over the wall. They're like, all right, you're the target. Can't get away from that one. Again, still two of these buffs that were held, but because Yumbi went down, that means that is only one still in existence, and it's on Yama, which, you know, you're not really doing a ton of pushing here as this run.
No, not very much whatsoever. Can defend mid, I think, is the best place there for him, using that buff a little bit, but yeah, unfortunate result for CCG. Not exactly what you're hoping for here, but that gold lead remains at about the same in spite of everything. The Baron power play not really empowering Miracle whatsoever. They do take down that top inhib is perhaps the biggest prize for them, and that will break open the map a little bit and also give them a chink in the armor for a killing blow here. CCG have to play a little bit more cautiously, which is a shame because that final dragon is coming up for Miracle in just a little bit. It will not be an Infernal Dragon, by the way. That is super bugged. It will be a Chemtech Dragon here.
Yep. Yeah, we already saw that revealed a little while ago. Another fight might be breaking out. That's a good amount of damage onto Last Dance. Still not really proper positioning for CCG to want to initiate on this. They're going to throw Quacker out in the front. Oof. Such a slow play on this one. Miracle is allowing CCG to try to do as much damage as possible here. Look on the backside that you can see Barrick is trying to find a pinch angle. There is a ward, so everyone's going to be aware of it, but it's going to be too little too late. Out goes the ultimate from Malphite.
There we go.
So much damage from Yumbi. He's now going for Last Dance onto the backside. They change angles, going for Barrick there. A nice little blade collar is going to provide some solid damage on him, and now he is just on the run. He's trying to get to the blast cone. He's going to be able to get through the wall, but it's directly over to Quacker, who's now able to take down 2 members. In the meantime, Sophos Stage should find Rapid. No problem. Massive shutdowns. It's an ace, and the only member to drop from the side of CCG is Yama.
There we go. Huge plays from here. Unfortunately, there are super minions taking down the Nexus turrets, so you gain a little, you lose a little bit back, but they do delay the Dragon Soul. It's a critical point here for CCG. Take a look at this replay coming through. Here it is for you. Quacker starts it out, gets that angle, big knockback there into Ariandel, who they blow up almost instantly. Pockets goes down with them. Really nice combination play from Quacker and DMK. The synergy is all there. Crazy team fight for CCG. Quacker eventually tracking down Barrick with the big all-in. Teleports directly onto Last Dance, which seems really lucky, but it's all calculated.
Yes, it is all calculated, everything intentional. And now, Axeman, look at the gold.
And the gold looking a little good. It's good. It's looking good.
You know
Yeah,
what?
look at it.
Compared to how it's been all game, it's probably looking the best that I would say it's looking the best it has so far here. So
Yeah.
it's a 2K gold lead now in favor of CCG. That's crazy considering how many kills. It was 4 to 12 before that fight. 4 to 12. It's now 9 to 13. So CCG is catching up. And really, so much right now is on the back of Yunbi to be in the right position,
Yeah.
to provide the damage that is necessary, and also, Suffa Sage. But Miracle is working really hard on locking down Suffa Sage, trying to get him taken down towards the beginning of the fight, just because Yunbi on this Azir is so squirrely, right? It can be absolutely anywhere he really wants to be, so it's hard to get a lock on him. But he played that last one incredibly well. CCG, like, looking real good. And now is the chance, after, 3.5 more minutes, that CCG might have the opportunity for Dragon Soul moving forward. How crazy is that?
100% Jolly. It's pretty incredible, and I like that the gold is stacked where it should be on CCG as well, right? Not in the jungle, not in the top lane, but in the mid lane and in the AD carry there. That's what's going to get you through in these big scaling team fights. That's the damage that CCG have been wanting all game long. That damage follow-up. DMK, Quacker, Yama, they're going to bring the CC, and Yunbi and Suffa Sage, they're going to bring the damage here. So the team comp is looking to be just fine, setting up these team fights.
Uh-oh.
They should look pretty good here. Arendelle,
Scout of the
little
week on
pick
the
off.
Suffa Sage. He's going to be able to cleanse right there immediately. Out comes the Nature's Grasp. Out comes the quickness. It's a big shutdown, though, onto Yunbi, who ends up getting locked out first. That means that the rest of CCG has to run away from this one. Suffa Sage finds another Scout of the week on the front, but will be able to take down... wow. I was able to take down Rapid. No way.
I'm not really sure how that
It's always just a random blade
particularly
caller, I
happened.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, just a blade caller from the back of the map or something like that. Some kind of burn maybe. But, oh, here we go. DMK and Apocus.
Yep, pick on to Pacus. Pacus is going to flash forward. That is, of course, a nice speedy Annie, but it is a flash down.
Yeah, flash down from Pacus there. So they trade back and forth 1-for-1. The Rapid for the Yunbi. And that is both carries from both sides. Going to neutralize across Summoner's Rift and wait for both those players to come back up. Yunbi in just a few seconds, and then we'll fight over the Baron here. Vision line's already being established. Take a look at this replay we got coming up for you here in just a little bit. Arendelle gets the big stun off right at the top of the fight. This is... Yeah, right at the top. Arendelle with the big stun right at the top of the fight. Yeah, cleanse out here. Yunbi gets goes golden, gets locked up. Bunch of damage goes on to him instantly, unfortunately. And take a look at Rapid. He's
no way! It's the minion. It's the super minion that gets him.
It's a super minion, yeah, that kills him. That's incredible.
Oh my goodness! In the meantime, look at how much damage comes through. The Baron, as soon as it spawns back up, is taken once again by CCG, and this time they're not going to lose 3 members. They're going to recall. They're going to try to find a reset.
Yeah, look at the reset here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Miracle is just pushing, trying to push as hard as they can here. But the Baron empowered minions are resisting a little bit. Dragon up in 45 seconds. Miracle will have to fight over this objective for the soul. That is part of their win condition now, as the gold has swung hard in the favor of CCG.
Oh, look at the damage from Yunbi. That was onto the backside of Barrick. A flash away to avoid the scat of the week, but Barrick is still going to be able to take out Yama. Quacker finds one on the front. Last Dance has to get away from this fight. It's so much damage out of Yunbi. Last Dance maybe looking for a chance to get a little bit of a stun down. That's not going to happen, and it's a regroup by Miracle back towards the mid portion. Oh man, CCG looking so hard to try to find something. This is a potential pinch here. It's
We're on
still
the
a
wrong
4v4.
side.
Who is going to turn first, though? The strategy, pretty solid for Miracle, though, because they know that they didn't have the advantage on towers. It was even in towers.
We're on opposite sides of the map right now.
and they can't, CCG can't really engage onto this one. There's just too much potential for initiation from Miracle.
Big
There it is.
ult.
Ariandel taking so much damage. There it is. It's going to be Sophist Stage that's able to pick that one up. Quacker finds Barrick out here. Yumby is really, really low, so has to be careful, but can provide so much damage. There it is. It's going to be enough. It's a big pull in from Barrick. And no, Barrick is going to take down Yumby. In the meantime, Dragon is being worked upon by Miracle. DMK going to Hex Flash over the wall. Re-engage here. It's Quacker and DMK on the front side. The Dragon is so low. The Dragon was stolen here. No soul for you, Miracle. In fact, soul point for us, and Rapid is going to go down. Sophist Stage continuing the fight here. Yama goes in with a battle dance. Last Dance has to get the heck out of Dodge, and CCG find themselves a successful fight and another Drake.
Incredible fight from CCG from top to bottom. So good. They were on the opposite side of the map than they should have been, but forcing Miracle back towards their own base, and eventually found some picks off at the top of that fight. Here's the replay for you coming up. Take a look at some of these picks right here. Yumby does so well to get these kills down. Barrick going into the dirt, gets picked off by Barrick, unfortunately at the end of that fight, but here's DMK. He has to get over the wall. He has to try and steal this Dragon. It's going to be close for him, though. And he is able to secure it with the smite. Takes that one down. Featherstorm comes out, misses. They're able to take down Rapid on the backside of the fight as well, put him in the ground. But Baron up in just 3 minutes. Both these teams are going to slow down, try to pull as much out of the map as they can.
CCG finally able to really resist a lot of the damage that was coming through from Miracle, right? And when I'm looking at, scaling between Wukong or a Maokai, I'm gonna pick the Maokai here. Once again, Nature's Grasp is gonna come out. It's gonna find the route onto one. A nice push back towards the front side. Sophist Stage does take a lot of damage. Yumby not in the position to use the Emperor's Divide just yet. They're gonna be able to take down this tower. That's going to tie things back up 7-7 once again. A real big push. They have to push for inhib. They have the ability, they have the pressure, and they also have Barrick, who's navigating back towards the base. They have to be careful of him trying to find a pinch here. They're going to go in for the tower. They're going to go in for the inhib, maybe potentially trying to find a pick out here, but they don't even need to. This is basically the exact same thing that Miracle just did to CCG, but now the tables have turned.
Tables have certainly turned, taking the mid him down as well. They have a wave waiting for him in the bottom lane if they want to continue the push, but they will take the reset and back off for the time being. Taking the jungle camps on the way out and scaling up even further. CCG way out in front with a 6K gold lead, looking so strong. That next Dragon, of course, like you mentioned, going to be Dragon Soul for them there too. So the team is incredibly strong right now. All that gold is stacked on the Sophist Stage and Yunbi, so the scaling is all there. It looks like an easy game one for CCG. Just need to execute this last team fight with a big engage, taking down Rapid and Ariandel off the start of the fight, and they will win.
Yeah, we're looking at items. You got things now finally being completed here. Yumby just picking up the final item. Same thing with Sophist Sage. I love it. Has the GA. I also think that, Quick Blades as an early item for Xayah is absolutely underrated. If you're not going Quick Blades early on, then I feel like you're just kind of playing her wrong. So that means that the Blade Collar can come through so much more frequently, and we've seen how big of an impact that can have on these fights. Again, Yunbi also having finished their final item as well, so these full builds coming through for right now just CCG. When we look at the opposite side, the one that's closest has got to be Barrick, and then you're also looking at Last Dance, but nobody has quite been able to finish all items.
No full builds yet. They're pushing in this bottom lane now for the final inhib, and then CCG will have ultimate control of the Rift. That tower has seen better days, that's for sure. Quacker leading a contingent into the middle lane here as they put the chokehold onto Miracle, continue to strangle them out. The last little bits of gold that they could possibly have here before we rotate back onto the Baron.
There is, oh my lord, Rapid decides to go in. Yunbi is the target. It's massive. It's a double kill. Sophist Sage is not going to be able to come ahead on this one. There's the GA pop, but there's 4 members. Pakis, the only one that might actually be a target here for CCG, but it's looking like a bit of a wipe, and that means that DMK and Quacker have to get out of this one alive, and they have to be able to protect the base.
Yeah, Yunbi steps up a little bit too far, gets picked off, unfortunately, there. And it's just too easy for Miracle to run down Sophist Sage after that play. Quacker and DMK not getting in front of the carries, but they will try to pick off Rapid. This will change the entire course of the fight if they can kill the Wukong.
They don't have a lot of damage, though, with the problem, and DMK, it's gonna turn around onto him. That's
Quacker
a good
1v9.
separation. Quacker, yeah, trying to 1v9 here again. I mean, I think it was really important um, for DMK and Quacker to try to stay alive in that fight. Now we have to wait 40 seconds for DMK to come back. Quacker is going to at least prolong Miracle's jump onto this Baron. That also means that Quacker's going to be able to get over the wall. He's going in. Can he take down Pockets? He's going to be able to at least find the one. A little bit of a reset goes there onto Baron. It's not going to give CCG the chance to retaliate on the Baron. Actually, Yunbi says, you know what? I can go in on 4 of you, 3 of you. I really don't care. Baron is going to be the one that finds the pull, though. Yunbi using that stasis, but down goes Yunbi. The ultimate does come out. Yama has to flash away from this one, and it's a scatter the weak on the backside by Ariandel that finds a lockdown. It's a double kill by Last Dance, and now things are feeling really dire for CCG.
Yeah, dire is an understatement here. It's not looking good whatsoever. It's still like 50 seconds until Yunbi comes back up, and he's where all the gold is stacked. Remember, Suffolk Sage, the only other damage dealer on the team, and I mean, do you have Featherstorm? I think she has Featherstorm. Yeah. So this could be the final push for Miracle. They're gonna look for it.
Suffolk Sage looking for an angle for the Featherstorm. Out goes Nature's Grasp. There's a beautiful Blade Caller. It's going to be a resurrection, though, from Barrack, who has that GA. Can they make a move onto this one? Nope. DMK, Sophists Sage, they're going to be playing it safe. Now only about 15 seconds before Yunbi is respawned. So, hey, Miracle. They weren't able to pull the Miracle out for this one. They did not close out the game, and that was pretty important for them to be able to do.
It really was, and they will get the Dragon Soul, the Dragon Soul control here as well, and it looks like they're probably going to get the soul for free there. So Dragon, the gold swings back in the favor of Miracle, and this has been a tight game, pretty close back and forth.
I mean, a tight game, pretty close. This game has been insane from the very first minute, which was 7 minutes in for us, of it being 4 kills that Rapid had been able to pick up early on. They staunched that. And then the retaliation has been able to come through from Yunbi and Sophist Sage. But my concern is that the last couple of times Yunbi has just stepped too far forward, just has gotten a little bit too greedy. God, Yumbi's able to do so much damage. I love to see this Azir. Of course, you're talking about infinite scaling, so Azir's going to continue to look better and better, but you can't put yourself forward like that, because one more situation like that, and Yunbi's going to be out for a minute. You can't really recover from that at this point in the game.
Yeah, no, you can't really recover from that whatsoever. The death timers are so long, and it becomes so difficult. And honestly, I don't think the team comp really operates without Yunbi alive either. He can't get picked at the top of a fight like that.
Yeah.
Once he does, I think the team fight is just lost anyway. And some of these objectives can be game winning at this stage, right? The Baron, honestly, the only reason Miracle wasn't able to just go Baron directly into ending the game was because Quacker was slowing them down and harrowing them at every stage there, trying to get over to the objective. There's certainly a world where Miracle just quickly takes down the Baron, runs down as 5 with all their members, and beats down the Nexus, but was not able to do that. Now, of course, they're taking the Dragon Soul, another potentially game-ending objective here. Elder Dragon coming up as well. This CCG has to find a way to fight these team fights without losing Yumbi at the top of them.
Yep. And this is the last few minutes of the game, right? They don't have a lot of opportunities now. They have probably one decent fight, right? If they are able to kind of stagger things to where maybe it's like a 2 for 2, a 2 for 3 kind of situation, it is possible to lay things out to one more respawn. But if I'm either of these teams, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a full all in. You find one pick, you go in on the rest of the team, you take everybody out, because both teams right now have there's a semi-exposed Nexus, at least on the side, like CCG's base, because of that one tower that went down after that big push on the top side from those minions. But Miracle has 2 inhibitors down, and there's a lot of exposure if CCG is able to push forward. Yunbi alone can take down both of those towers and that Nexus in no time.
Yeah, 100%. Looks like we got another 3-minute pause here, Jolly. So that's something we'll have to deal with. Sorry about the technical issues so far this game, everyone. It happens from time to time, but we try to eliminate as much as possible as we can. Seems like Pockus was the one that had DC'd, so some issue with Pockus there. And see if we can get him back into the game. We will have to replay the spectator delay as well after the pause, so it's going to be a minute or two before we get back into this game. Hopefully we won't miss any more segments of it though, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't miss any more segments at this point. I mean,
Now,
the beginning of the game, you know what? That's all right. We can hop in, we want to match up and make sure that we're on time with this, right? And with this point in the game, all it can take is a minute. All it can really take is that much time. So we'll have to see when things come back, how things turn around. I am becoming impressed with DMK on this Maokai. Still not the biggest fan of the pick in general, especially when you've got somebody like Rapid on someone so aggressive like this Wukong. Things are working out. I need to see DMK on the front side. I need to see Yun be protected. And it's hard to do that with an Azir because Azir's all over the place, right? So you have to really communicate and say, okay, where are you going to be, Yunbi? Where can I protect you? Don't jump too far forward because they have so much damage, so much potential CC, right? You're talking the Andy, you're talking the Scatter of the Week, you're talking the Cyclone pop-up, you're talking so much crowd control.
yeah.
But Yumbi's jumping all over the place. It's really, really hard to keep an Azir safe when there's an aggressive team that like Miracle has.
Certainly, he's trying to get in there to shuffle too, right? And eating a lot of CC when he does try and do that. And we've
Mhm.
seen him go stasis a couple times here and not had a lot of follow up during that stasis. So need to see some better positioning from everybody on CCG as they try to make these big team fights happen. I think Yumby going for the shuffle might be something they put on the back burner. We've had some pretty rough feather storms as well, so these team fight ultimates just aren't really coming together, and we need to land those if we're going to hope to win this game.
Yeah, and I will say, the problem and also the good thing with the feather storms is they've been used well, but because they've been escapes, they haven't been
Yeah,
initiations. They haven't been go in, lock everyone down. All right, sounds like we are getting back into the game. There was a nice quick 3-minute spec delay here. We are 42 and a half minutes into this game, Axeman. This is literally the opposite of 2 weeks ago when we had a 24.5-minute game.
true. Yeah, it's been a really long one here. They will take down this Dragon Soul essentially for free, taking the reset as well with the Baron buff. You hate to see it. That's a strong position for Miracle to be in. They're back up in gold as well, so a little bit stronger than CCGR once they spend that gold. And just like that, we're back to square one, unfortunately for us. A lot of that scaling gold has gone over to Zeri, and a lot more of it has gone over to Barrick, who has been absolutely tearing through her team. And kind of a weird seeing a Darius pop off in the late game. You don't normally see that.
Right, and I mean, Darius was doing, pretty well in the early parts of this game, but he had a pretty massive recovery by Sophist Sage, who had the best KD across the board, and that has been recovered by Miracle here. So as we take a look at that gold, wow, oh my gosh, we're at almost 80,000 gold for
Strong.
these two teams. Look at like a 2.5 or 1.5K gold differential. It's still in favor of Miracle right now because of that Elf Dragon pickup and because of that successful fight. But now both teams, everyone's preparing for the final fight of this game. Nobody wants to make the first move, but it's gonna have to be CCG that finds something here because Miracle is just playing this so safe. Either that, or CCG continues to push and they're going to keep finding inhibitors.
I would tend to agree with the finding inhibitors point. Those are exposed inhibitors. I would like to find them from CCG. They'll be pushing to find these inhibitors themselves just a little bit. The nice part about Miracle getting both Baron and Dragon is that there will be no Baron or Dragon for several minutes now. So I guess we were looking for silver linings. There's one for you. CCG can push in and not have to worry about these neutral objectives going down behind their back. However, pushing in, easier said than done, right? These are some pretty big boys defending these inhibitors.
Yeah, and again, Miracle, they are just playing it so safe. They're trying to maybe find a pick out here. You can see right there, Scatter of the Week going on to DMK. Yunbi staying safe back here. It's Quacker and Sophist Sage, and then it's DMK and Yunbi. So a defender essentially for each of these heavy carries. Quacker trying to find a further initiation here, and it's a good, oh my gosh, no way. The Scatter of the Week's going to miss, but the Nature's Grass is going to hit. They're not going for Rapid here because that's just the clone. They're going to be able to find that inhibitor, and that is good enough for CCG to walk away with.
That's just the strength of the Shirelias, right? Drop the Shirelias, everybody rushes forward with the Maokai ultimate. Looks like Miracle pushing down the mid lane now. Trying to push that wave out and get it away from their inhibitor.
CCG looking for an angle here, but they have to be careful. Last Dance in a good position. Yama taking a little bit. Not going to be able to find any sort of battle dance. Quacker really wants to go in onto this one. Ends up taking just a bit of poke, but has the resilience and the resistance to be able to do so. Last Dance on the front side. A nice attempt there by Sophistage to get the Blade Caller and stop Last Dance. But a little bit of fancy footing means that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, nice little fancy feet, right? Watch out for Rapid here. He's trying to get into Yunbi.
Everybody's trying to get onto Yumbi. That's a place that everybody wants to be if they want to deal some damage here. So a bit of a reset. Yumbi says, okay, I got to just take the recall here so that they can get some solid positioning in front of their own base. You got a minute and a half left before the Baron respawns as we are 46 minutes into this game. So that's what Miracle is going to do. They're going to clear around the Baron and try to pick up that objective while CCG finds themselves at a bit of a reset here in the mid.
So we're getting to the point of the game, Jolly, where we're at a 100% team fight victory, game victory scenario, right? You know, certainly there's points at 30 minutes in the game where you can win one team fight and win the game. But there's plenty of other points where maybe you won a team fight on the wrong side of the map. Maybe you had to push through a few too many structures. We're at that stage now where it does not matter where the team fight occurs. If you ace the enemy team, you just win. The death timers are far too long. You'll have like over a minute to be able to push, and you will definitely be able to take down the Nexus in that amount of time.
And there it is. That's the initiation. It's not the one they were looking for, though. It's DMK trying to find some pressure on the backside.
No, Yunbi!
It's the GA going from Sophistage, who just instantly gets melted down by Arian. Now Quacker, the last one alive, was trying to find some positioning onto the backside, is looking to try to maybe end something. A little bit of a race, but Quacker's just not going to be able to do it. That means that all of Miracle is able to run through on the mid side. A couple of members can focus on Quacker, who's just trying to once again prolong this game, extend things out, and allow CCG to respawn. But it's Zeri, it's Rapid, and it's Last Dance who are pushing forward into the base, and there's only one Nexus tower left alive. This is not looking good. Finally, things are actually really looking dire for CCG.
Yeah, 100% here. They will lose this game one, unfortunately, for CCG. Just a few too many advantages given away in the early game. I don't know. It was a tough game. Tough game top to bottom. Obviously, those first 7 minutes, we don't really know what happened. I think we could probably guess that the Maokai pick wasn't super good at dealing with the invade from the Wukong, dealing with that early pressure. And unfortunately, that pressure caved CCG in at the start of this game. They had a lot of opportunities for a comeback, but some bad positioning, some rough positioning here from the team meant that they fall even further behind. And at the end of the game, they're sprawling 46 minutes. Eventually, Miracle are able to take down CCG. So tough game for sure. I think there's definitely opportunity for comeback in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even in that game, right? The fact that there was a comeback available in that game when it seemed really dire in the early parts. I mean, we're talking about a pretty massive differential at just out over 10 minutes in, but CCG was able to turn it back around. It was some mispositioning, I gotta say. Like that last fight, I like what DMK was maybe going for, but you can't discount the amount of damage on the backside. So by abandoning Sophistage and Yunbi in that sense, who's trying to go back, maybe throw the Nature's Grasp on the other side, say, all right, here's your initiation. But by the time he got to the back line and threw out the Nature's Grasp, he's like, all right, here's your, where'd they go? They're gone. Okay, they're gone. And it just meant that there was no fight to continue on there. I like the way Quacker was playing, trying to extend things out as much as possible, trying to be really cheeky. That's just the kind of player that he is. But yeah, it took 48 minutes for Miracle to actually close that one out. It's a good sign for CCG considering Miracle was ahead towards the very beginning, right?
100%, right?
All right. It does sound like we're going to take a break. That means we get to take a moment to not talk since that was such a long game. And again, with each game, you get the opportunity to win a skin. So, of course, don't forget to do that before the next game starts, right? And then hopefully we're going to be seeing a game 3, right? Because that means that CCG wins the next one, which will give you a third opportunity to win a skin. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. What a series here. It's me. It's Axeman. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more NACL. We're back. We're back. It's me. It's Axeman. And Axeman, that was one of the longest games I've ever casted, I think.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that was a long one. What's up, guys? Axeman87. And yeah. That was so long. The first thing I said after we cut was like, why? Why did it have to be so long? Because really, like, honestly, you take a snapshot of like 10-15 minutes in this game, it's like, okay, yeah, Miracle win. But then 20 minutes later, 35 minutes, yeah, no, they haven't won yet. Another 10 minutes after that, they still haven't won. And yeah, 48 minutes, finally they get the dub through. It seems super winnable for CCG, but we do have to go to game 3 for that to happen now, which, you know what that means. That's more raffle opportunities. Show them the graphic, Gerv.
Yeah.
Give them the graphic.
Pull up that graphic. Let's give us the mystery skin one. Yeah.
Mystery skin graphic.
Yeah,
look at it.
There it is. Look at that. There's
graphic.
a big question mark. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get. All right, it's a mystery. Okay, that's why they call it a mystery skin. So the raffle has started. So of course, everybody, exclamation point raffle. Type that in chat when we go to game 3. And I'm saying when because I'm an optimist. When we go to game 3, there will be another opportunity, and of course, we'll remind you guys of that. But that's just one of the fun things that CCG is offering, while you watch some really fun games.
All right, that's enough of the graphic. Bring us back. There we are. All right. Our smiling faces. Awesome. Yeah, definitely enter the raffle. There will be 3 chances to win today. So definitely go out and get your entries in. We got the draft coming up in just a little bit. Once again, we are waiting on Pockus. Free my man Pockus. We got to get him a new PC or something.
It's always the supports. It's always the supports that struggle, you know. But Pockus did perform really well in that game. Like I was curious about the Annie being second pick, right? I know we've seen Annie. Annie has kind of come back into rotation, but we'll see if that's how things go as we hop back into the draft. This time, CCG got side selection since they lost game number 1, and they have opted for the red side.
Yep, got the red side coming through for him here. This is the opportunity for the Ezreal Karma response. So look out for the ban list here for Miracle. That might be that Karma ban run back once again. But if they leave up Caitlyn, it could be Selfish Sage, Caitlyn, and Yama Ashe run through here. We could also get Yama's Blitzcrank coming through again, as he has picked that on the red side in the past.
Yep. Selfish Sage honestly can pull out any of these, right? We've seen the Ashe pickup that works really well, particularly I would say on the blue side, right? Xayah has been another one that Selfish Sage has been picking up a lot of, and obviously we saw him do really, really well in the last game, even considering how difficult the start of it was. When there's a 4-1 Wukong and you're still able to get yourself a positive KD as a Xayah, hey, you're feeling relatively okay. And especially based on the fighting style that CCG likes to take in of like really heavy initiation, and now Miracle is kind of mirroring that. I still think that Xayah is not a bad pick for either of these sides. I would like to see, I like the Rakan. I like the combo of Xayah Rakan. I just don't think Rakan, I think Rakan is a little too squishy right now. I think for what he has to offer, for his ability to initiate, he just goes down a little too quickly. And if you're not really able to get that quickness off on everyone, if you're not able to get in, get the grand entrance and then get the battle dance out, it really kind of eliminates his opportunities here. So we're just waiting for Miracle to start the draft here. Oh, Miracle's good. Okay, we're waiting for CCG. All right, guys, come on. We'll call you out. We don't like to do it, but we will.
Yeah, we certainly will. And I like what you said about the Rakan pick. I think there's some really powerful Rakan Vi, Rakan J4 combinations, but certainly if the game's going to go to 48 minutes, at some point we're just blowing up Rakan because the engage tools are not super immediate, right? And he becomes a little useless. So I definitely want to see the game ending pre-40 minutes. If CCG want to take the
for our
W,
sanity
otherwise,
too, right?
Yeah, right. Like, why are we waiting 50 minutes just to end the game on a coin flip? No one likes that. So let's end the game before 40 minutes. But also, definitely the positioning issues Yunbi and Selfish Sage had in game 1 need to be rectified for sure for game 2 here as
Yeah.
well. And would like to take out the Maokai. I don't think the Maokai did too well for DMK. And looks like we are into the draft there. That Karma banned away from Yama.
Yep, Karma banned away. That means that what you were hoping for, that Israel Karma combo, we're not going to see it. Karma's just good with everyone right now, man. And I think in particular, I really like Karma. I also love the fact that I have been talking about Shirelias for such a long time of just being OP. When it comes to other support items, if we're talking a big AoE speed up, and it's like 3 seconds, it's something ridiculous that you get that speed boost for. It's so good. And then when we're talking about somebody like the Karma, right? You throw a shield on and they are fast. And then you throw Shirelias and they are fast. But there's a lot of different champions that you still have that, shielding potential, that ability to throw something down. Because we saw like the Annie go with the Shirelias. But when you're not able to put down like a shield or anything that you apply directly to an ally, I think, you're kind of wasting a part of Shirelias, right? Because if you're able to throw a shield on individuals and it applies that speed, and then you're able to throw a full speed, I think it makes a huge difference in some of these games. So we'll have to see how that comes through. It is the Lee Sin and the Ashe that's banned away there from Miracle. And to round things out for CCG, they're doing the same kind of thing as 2 weeks ago. It's the J4, it's the Varus, and it's that Wukong, because we don't want to see it again.
Yeah, will be Annie first pick here on the blue side, showing them a little window into just how important this champion was. 2 Pockets and 2 Miracle as well here. So very strong pickup for them in a way that they can control the map, look for picks all over the place. I tell you what I really would like to see here is Yama on a champion like Thresh. I feel like he does such a good job at controlling Summoner's Rift. Sophist Stage on Caitlyn would be really nice to see as well. Perhaps the Jinx here to playing a more traditional meta style right now. That's available to the Rafaelio certainly up there as well. We will get Sejuani the first pick for DMK. Again, taking DMK off of these champions that you can carry with and putting them onto tanks. It didn't work in game 1, but Sejuani's a little bit stronger than Maokai here. So if that works out for them here. Sophist Stage potentially on the Caitlyn.
Yeah, I think, when it comes to Maokai and what they were trying to do with Maokai, which was throw DMK into the backside and then get out Nature's Grasp and try to just set the rest of the team up for kills, it's way too slow for a player like DMK. When you're going in with a Sejuani, it's a lot more in your face, right? You're not just going in to throw something out on the backside and then hoping to support your team. Nah, you're going all in. So I do like it better, but I agree, it's not the standard style that we're used to DMK running, but clearly it's what CCG wants to take forward here. So as we round out this first pick phase for Miracle, they're going to lock in the Udyr. We saw that again 2 weeks ago. We saw the Udyr being picked up. Now it was against the Lee Sin.
Yeah.
And the game went a little bit better for Miracle, but the Udyr never really got off the ground. I think it was Quacker actually that was just consistently shutting it down over and over again. So, but another long-range ADC.
Yes.
We're talking the Jhin in response to the Caitlyn.
Yes. We got the Olaf. Let's go.
Oh my God. Oh, it's it.
Finally,
that's it. It's over. That's it. It's over.
We got it, man.
They forgot.
So
They forgot.
Holy cow, we got it in there. We need some support staff for Quacker, absolutely. So they're going to be banning out enchanters of all types and varieties. Honestly, hey, I'm going to say something right now, Jolly. I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to swing my bat. Let's get Yumi. Let's get Yama on Yumi. Let's see how it goes. Let's get the Yumi in here.
Okay.
Put him on the Olaf.
I see the potential. I just hate, man. I just don't like
man. I just
casting
hate
that
cats.
champ, playing that champ. All of it's just like, okay, and the Yumi's there.
Yumi is also in this game.
That's pretty much, that's really whether you're playing, whether you're casting, whether you're watching. I'm like, all right, and there's a Yumi, and Yumi's doing Yumi things, which are very exciting. They're
I
just
think
kind of
the
there.
worst
right?
part is that there's no real pentakills when Yumi's on the map. Like, you can't pentakill a team with Yumi. You just get a quadra-kill, and then you have to kill someone's cat afterwards, which sucks. You're kind of like, now I get to... Well, this
the
feels
companion
bad.
animal, right? Your emotional support
Yeah.
animal. Yeah, I gotta take it down too. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, it's like somebody dropped a squirrel out of their pocket, and you're like, it's not over.
But look what we got though. Instead, look what CCG has locked in. I am loving this. Give me more damage, dude. Give me more damage for CCG.
100%.
Layer it on. I love that. Give me some CC. Give me some bursty damage. Give me a semi-global ultimate. Perfect.
Yeah, Kalen Lux, throw it in. I like to see it here. Tristana coming through. That's going to be for Ariandel. Which will be fun for them here, and looking for that last pick, looking for that top laner that's going to be Barracks into Olaf. Holy cow, you do not get Darius, but you got to find somebody for the consistent trades that Olaf brings to the table, that all in they're hovering Cho'Gath. I don't know if
They-
that's going to work for them.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Okay,
gonna work
all
for him
right.
either. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Here's what you got to know. Quacker doesn't hold back. Doesn't matter if it's second one. Doesn't matter if it's second 1,000. Like at this point, Quacker isn't gonna hold back. Cho'Gath in the early parts of this game really vulnerable, right? Like until Cho'Gath gets a couple of feast stacks, until Cho'Gath gets an item or two, it's really easy to take one down. And for somebody like Olaf, who eventually will just be able to say, okay, you can try to silence me, you can try to pop me, I'm just gonna Ragnarok into you. I can't. That's not what I would have gone with. I'll tell you that much. And then look, and then for Yunbi, we got another vicious damage dealer. I love to see it. We got the victor in here. Okay, just based on comps, Axeman, I am so much more confident in CCG, and not only so much more confident, I would call this one's going to be a relatively quick game. I mean, anything is after the last game, I think, but
Yeah, I think so.
I think that this is one where, based on these picks, CCG, they have some scaling, sure, but they're looking to close this out early.
I think so as well. I think they're trying to shut this one up early and close out game 2 violently. Say violently, and try to shut it down early and get the game through. 24-minute game coming right up here. Quacker does not have the support staff that the Karma would have provided for him. Does have a little bit of shielding there from the Lux, and has a nice little front line with him. In the Sejuani, so it's going to be a lot more weight on Quacker than normal, but he's still going to have the Ghost, he's still going to have the ultimate to keep him going through these fights, and honestly, the Cho'Gath is just more meat to cut through, right?
Exactly.
Nothing else,
big, tasty
nothing else
one.
for it there. I think he's going to have a hard time tracking down the Tristana and the Jhin, so that might be a little bit more difficult for them, but yeah, that big front line, he's going to have fun cutting through that, man. The Udyr, the Cho'Gath, is going to have lots of fun cutting that meat up.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to see if Miracle is able to build enough damage to actually sustain themselves. But we are going to take another quick break. When we get in, we're going to hop right into game number 2. And I'm saying that, I'm calling it out. Game 2 out of 3. We're going to get a third one between Miracle and CCG. So don't go anywhere. Just a couple of minutes, we'll be in game. All right, let's do it. And you know what? Let's do it in less than 48 minutes this time, Axeman.
Hey, but maybe we can shoot for that. What's up, guys? Saxman87. Jolly's here. Jolly, say hi.
Hi.
That's Jolly. Jolly's here for game 2 of CCG versus Miracle. I've heard it. So Alk's doing the stream on the other channel, and he's calling them MRC vous play because they're from Quebec. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
5 stack down here looking for Pockets. They're not gonna find him.
Oh, look at that! Look at that Sejuani skin. That's pretty.
Crisp.
That
Crisp.
is, yeah. That's a pretty skin right there. Yeah. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that flail.
That
That
robot.
that thing looks very painful. Very
Oh yeah,
painful.
I could not ride. Could not ride. Definitely not. Maybe if I had a suit of armor on, like Sejuani does, that would be good. But I think the boar is named Bristle.
Yeah.
Bristle the boar.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bristle is still named Bristle when he's a robot, but
Yeah, I think
potentially.
even when he's a Poro, I think he's still named Bristle. You know what I mean?
The robot one is like Bristle, but there's like a 1 instead of the I,
Yeah.
and a 3 at the end instead of the E.
Right. It's elite speak.
It's the model BR1, still 3 or something.
Well, let's look at these starts, okay? We got a red start. We got a blue start. Yunbi keeping track, noticing a ward right off the bat already. So Miracle is aware of exactly where CCG is, where they're starting, and how they might want to push forward. But both of these long-range ADCs are going to
Quacker
continue to
top
poke
lane.
on.
Run silent,
So-
run deep. Here he was. I was in the bush the whole time.
Let me
They
just
both
snag
get
those
all
minions
3
real
wards?
quick. Yeah,
Yeah, they both got all 3. Holy cow.
They did.
That's pretty incredible. Yeah, the Quacker is quacking all over them, unfortunately. Not much you could do. Folks, we got a raffle in the chat, ! Raffle. We'll enter you in for a chance to win a mystery skin. Go ahead and throw the graphic up. Don't throw the graphic up.
Don't do
throw the
that.
graphic up. Don't do it. Not while we're in game. So it's just a test. Gurf, you passed. Ariandale's still looking to set up some vision control deep in here, Jolly.
Yeah, has still has been able to pick up a lot of CS, right? Is maintaining that, and then also working on trying to find some vision so they can keep eyes on DMK, because everybody knows that DMK, if given the opportunity, loves to find early invades and loves to make some waves early on, particularly towards this mid lane. So Ariandale playing it smart. Yunbi does have a lot of pressure on them, but they're sitting at full health here, so Ariandale has to be a little careful.
Just a little bit more careful than usual.
Yep.
He'll be just fine, though. Both junglers down here. Bonside looking for the lane gank. See if DMK can make his way in without being spotted. That's a big board to get through all these bushes, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
hard to do that in a
sick vision
secretive manner.
toggle.
There, it's going to be DMK showing up here, though. The flash forward from Sophisage, and that means the first blood is going to come through with those autos. Last Dance has to get the heck out of Dodge. In the meantime, Rapid trying to make his way up, gets caught out by DMK, so won't be able to initiate in response onto that, and CCG finds success.
Come on, Quacker. Come on, Quacker.
Yeah, let's do it,
Come
Quacker.
on,
He's
Quacker.
picked up the Q. He's not going to be able to throw it again.
It's close there. If he has 6, he definitely kills, so really close margins here. Arendelle forward. Oh, look at the damage. Holy cow.
Yep. It's going to be a lot coming through here. And Arendelle is actually a player similar to Yunbi here in that both of them are willing to risk a lot to try to get this early game pressure. Because both of them are very, very good about keeping eyes on the jungle and communicating where they might be at. So I really respect that out of both of them. Yunbi, of course, can't do much here. Is completely out of mana, and that means Arendelle is going to be able to get one of those charges off onto the tower, but DMK maybe in a potential spot for a little bit of recourse here. Not if Rapid has something to say about it, because he's going to do a bit of invading.
Yeah, Rapid's going to push up, get right in DMK's face here. And a little bit of counter jungling goes across. DMK, not much you can do about that. You kind of just take that up to level 6.
Yep.
Try to scale up as much as you can before that 8-minute mark. Quacker's strong. Rapid's here.
Rapid's there. Quacker has to get out. The flash is taken, and Quacker's going to be able to find the kill. You know what? Quacker's okay with going down to Rapid in that one.
Holy cow, the 1-for-1, but the gold goes to Quacker and Rapid. Barrick comes away with nothing. That's the play we like to see from our Quacky boy. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. It's going to keep coming out of her. Yumbi has to get a little bit more in terms of items than somebody like a Tristana to get that early game damage. And you can see Arendelle playing it smart as well. Started with that Doran's shield, knowing that Yunbi is going to try to put a lot of pressure on in the early parts. Some good pressure now as well. CCG already going to ward that Tri-Bush. Rapid, though, is there. And out comes the jump on to Yama here. Likely won't be able to get out. And no way, the flash was expended. And after the flash comes through, so does the execution. Arendelle on the backside. Got to use that rocket jump to get over at Sophisage as the target. DMK has to abandon him. And Arendelle finds a little bit of coverage for Miracle.
Yeah, nice rotation there from Arendelle. Really good look from him. Quacker, unfortunately, about to full dive Barrick here. He's got the ult up. Certainly has the ability to do so. The ghost in hand there, too.
And a couple of feast stacks already for Barrick. He's been expending those on...
Come on,
at least
Quacker.
one feast stack, I think, for now. Expending those on the minions, of course. Should be able to proc another one soon. There you go. So he's stacking up on those guys. Quacker doing a great job here, though. And look who else is here. It's Yunbi. Not enough action in the mid lane. Quacker's gonna go in. There's the Ragnarok. It's a lot of damage here onto Barrick. A nice aggro swap there as Yunbi switches over.
No,
and
no.
Quacker
Whoa.
picks that up.
Wait. Okay, holy
He's
cow.
all right. Nah, he's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Good. Come on.
He took a little bit of extra turn aggro there on the back end, but he's fine.
He had
Everything's
ghosts. He's
okay.
good.
Yeah, everything's cool. Everything's cool. He's going to walk back through. That's a great play from Quacker. Once again, Yunbi with the rotation coming through, and they will take down Barrick. And a little bit more gold in the pockets of Quacker here. So comes back onto the Rift. He's got almost the full mythic item. Really good stuff.
Good stuff. An assist as well for Yunbi. Of course, it was a few plates that were lost there. Wow, look at already the damage, though, that Yunbi is able to poke off onto Arendelle, who had just teleported back into lane. Yunbi is a little bit closer, being off of cooldown. In the meantime, on the bottom side, this has been, you know, one of the least exciting bot lanes we have seen out of Sophisage and Yama. Usually they're very aggressive, but right now it is Last Dance and Paucus doing a really good job of kind of proxying them back. A big part of that having to do with the crowd control available here for this Annie.
Certainly here. Let's see. Gonna be
Well,
mid
that's Ace in
lane.
wait.
It's looking like
Did we
another
see?
clash.
Well,
Yeah,
all
there we
right,
go.
almost up, almost up. Ooh, there's a flash. That's going to be the ultimate coming out of Arendelle. Rapid trying to follow this one up. Yunbi the target. DMK will now be the target. There's a point of retaliation, but no, it's just too much damage here coming out of Phoenix.
Yeah, the boots of swiftness able to track down DMK. That's a tough break for him here. Quacker Top lane, you have to imagine he's thinking about the dive again. He's got another fat wave up top side, but no tracking on Rapid.
Wow, Miracle though. They're making their move on to this Shelly. Barrick distracting Quacker. There's going to be the Ragnarok one more time. The pop-up doesn't hit. That means that, yeah, neither is the silence going to hit. Of course, Miracle still able to pick up. Let's see. No, they didn't actually even finish it.
No, they didn't finish it. Quacker's going to finish it for him, though.
Oh, no. The smite by Rapid comes in clutch. DMK and Yunbi on the backside area, and Dell won't get stalled up. It's a rocket jump over DMK with the slow to follow it, though. Some good vision. Rapid trying to catch up here with DMK and Yunbi. Yunbi's going to have to send Rapid away. DMK so close, but can't follow that one up. Tristana's just a little too fast. Ooh, in the meantime, though, Yunbi finds out Rapid. The Chaos Storm is going to come out a little bit late.
Yeah, Rapid's going to sprint right out of there. Quacker narrowly avoids the triple kill. Top side of the map. That was a close one for sure. Gets a little bit more plating off of the top lane as well. Really nice play from him there as well. I got big inherent Quacker bias, but I got bigger inherent Olaf bias here, Jolly. You got to tell me if I'm pushing things too far here. I'm so excited about this.
I mean, look, okay, real quick, we're less than 10 minutes in. Let's take a quick look at how Barrick is doing. 0-3 and 1. Let's take a quick look at how Quacker is doing. 3-1 and 0. And when we're talking about gold, you're looking at almost 3K and, you know, a good 1,000+ being held up by Quacker here. So, you know, I get that you got the bias, but you can play the bias in this one because it is working.
It's good. I mean, it's just good, right? It's just so good. On the flip side, Rapid doing incredibly well for his team. You saw a 1,600 gold differential between the two junglers swinging the way of the Udyr. That's going to be even further as this Rift Herald drops onto the turret, getting more plating for this team. Picks up another plating there, getting pretty close to 2 plates. They're going to rotate down onto the Hextech Dragon and pick that up as well. Unless DMK has anything to say about it here, we'll see what the vibes are like.
There we go. Division there picked up, Scuttle picked up by Miracle, but CCG has an upper hand. Of course, they're on the red side, so they have that opening facing them. And some relatively good vision here now that they've been able to place down. DMK trying to find more pressure on the bottom side as we look at that big old mini-map. It's good pressure. CCG responding very well. They're saying, all right, Miracle's trying to set up here. Let's just stop them from doing that. Whether or not we actually retaliate, we will at least prevent them from laying down the vision and putting down the pressure where they want.
Get that nice camera going on here. Look at this. Ooh, more Quacker shots. I'll take Quacker shots any day of the week. Oh, Yunbi, no!
No, I was literally going to say I want to see, and I was going to joke about it, a Glacial Prison whiff, because when I see Sejuani's, I swear 1 out of 10 ultimates actually hit the target.
That's what
and
I'm saying.
unfortunately, the first one that we see come out of DMK, it is going to be a whiff, and you got to expect that when the enemy has a rocket jump.
Yeah, I always say that about Sejuani. It turns into a really bait pick when you miss all the ultimates, right? Because so much of the champion's power is launched in the one ability. If you're going to miss it, I mean, why are you picking the champion, right? But I think DMK can forgive him on this one. That's a slippery little Tristana, right?
It's honestly a hard ultimate to hit. Like the range of it, the possible interference that is available there. Luckily, it's not one of the longest cooldowns, so DMK, it's already almost halfway off cooldown, but I would really like to see those actually connect because just so frequently I have seen them get whiffed. Rapid doing a little bit of counter jungling here, clearing out some of CCG's top side. Maybe going to transition here into trying to take down Quacker. Quacker still has Ghost, Flash, and the ultimate up and available. And actually, Quacker says, I have a feeling that Rapid's going to be coming along this way. Let's throw down some vision in my own jungle because I don't know where that guy is. And look at that. He's got a blast cone away. That's right.
Quacker caught standing still there. Rapid's going to just run right by him real quick. And the fight of the ages is broken up. Down bot side here, DMK. Got the ult back up, looking for a fight down bot side here. Walks over vision. Actually doesn't have the ult up. It's not quite up just yet.
All right, Yama's going to take the curtain call. DMK trying to stop that one out. And no way, the fourth shot. They just... they just stopped moving. Yaman's top of stage, they're like, just stand still and he can't see us. And I guess it's true, that fourth and most important shot just completely whiffed.
Yeah, goes ahead and missed
Like a
that one.
T-Rex,
Gonna
right?
interrupt the back for Suffolk Stage as well here with the W luckily into the bush, and that might actually just put. Yeah, Suffolk Stage is gonna cancel it
Do it
back
back.
fully
Do
here
it
and
back.
stay out.
He's not going to actually cancel the back there. Wanted
Yeah.
the recall to come through from Last Dance and Pockets, actually, to try to get a little bit more pressure here and a little bit more CS. As we can see, Sopha Stage has a pretty massive lead in terms of that.
For sure here, and
Gale Force, though.
ooh, Yama in trouble.
Yama's not in trouble. There's 3 members
Whoa.
total here. TMK, no! I hate to see it. I hate to see it. It's another Glacial Prison. I feel okay. I feel like that ability needs to be a little bit longer. Like, it's a very short ability. If you're even talking about the other Glacial, right? The Glacial Fissure from Braum, it's like twice as long. Come on, give her an opportunity to actually hit that thing, because the number of times I've seen it whiffed far exceeds the number of times I've seen a good one land.
100% in agreement. Here, you'll find no disagreement. DMK, he's taken back to the Nexus. Will work his way back out of the jungle, but they're taking his camps, Jolly. They're taking my boys' camps. I can't believe it.
All game. Rapid has really been focusing on the counter jungle here. So much damage onto Yumby. The Chaos Storm does come out. Has that thing gotten smaller? Did the Chaos Storm get like half the size? Because that thing looks
Hey, it's
really
cold
tiny.
outside. Give him a break. Quacker topside. He's got the Ravenous Hydra up there completed. Heartsteel on the Cho'Gath as well. And they'll be hitting each other just a little bit harder.
Hey, look at that. First tower is going to go down, but it's actually for CCG. They got the first dragon. They got the first tower. Miracle, of course, have found themselves an objective because they did take that first Rift Herald, but it didn't actually help them collect the first tower. They're able to find the second Rift Herald, though. In the meantime, CCG says, hey, we can counter jungle, too.
Yeah, we absolutely can take those camps down. It's been a long time since we've had a Quacker dive, so I'm expecting that in the next few seconds here. Rift Herald drop mid lane. We'll take that turret down. You see Rapid. He's walking up topside. He's behind Quacker. It's going to have to be the 1v2. What will Quacker do?
Maybe even a 1v3 too, because not only is Rapid here, but Pockus is also in the wing.
Yes!
The Ragnarok, it's so much damage there onto Rapid, but Pockus is right there. Quacker has to be careful. Nobody can follow it up. Out comes Annie. Rapid's going to try to continue this one. Quacker able to sustain on this crowd-controlled Rapid with the fierce fight. Isn't going to be able to catch up to Olaf. And that's a little bit of wasted time right there for Miracle. They will find the tower, but it looks like in the mid, CCG will also find a tower up there.
I think that was all 5.
Yep, that was all 5. All 5 for one champion, and they didn't even get him.
They
He's quacked.
didn't get
He's quacked,
him.
man.
Just quacked. Absolutely quacking right now. But yeah, they'll get his turret. And ooh, that's sketchy. Don't like
my
that.
lord.
They might get his inner turret here as well. Quacker has to
scary.
sprint back out to defend the objective, and yikes, that's a tough break for Quacker. He does not die though, maintains the shutdown goal on himself as well. Dragon up in just 30 seconds. Ooh, you want to be careful if you're Ariandel here.
You gotta be careful if you're Arendelle, but Rapid is still there. Stopped the recall. Yunbi with so much damage on Pockus. There's the Chaos Storm. It's out. It's slow. Final spark to follow it up. Pockus does a little bit of sidestep. Doesn't end up going down there, but it is still CCG who is really dictating where Miracle is able to navigate.
Come
and look
on,
at this, still
Quacker.
2 members.
Come
it's
on.
2 members against Quacker. He's gonna be able to find them. No way! Doesn't find the one onto Rapid. Finally gets taken down here for the second time.
It's just so close for Quacker. You hate to see that for him. On the flip side, though, Sopha Stage taking down the Dragon for Quacker's sins. And yeah, no, they'll take this objective down for free, trading across the map. That's their second Dragon of this game, looking to build that up into the 27-minute mark, at which point they'll be able to take down the Dragon's Soul. It will be a Cloud Soul as well, which really helps Quacker out. I know I'm talking about Quacker a lot, but this is really exciting.
Big surprise you're talking about Quacker a lot. I mean, honestly, it'll help out this entire team, right? Sejuani to get into position so that we can actually see a Glacial Prison really hit. And then also it's super helpful for Sopha Sage, right? To be able to stay back, but also be in a position to poke off some of that damage. But I still, you know, I got to go back to what I was saying there of CCG. It still feels like right now, it's CCG is dictating where Miracle goes, right? The only reason that they went up so hard for Quacker is because they kind of had to. And during that time, CCG says, all right, cool, Quacker, you distract him, keep doing that, bring as many members up as you want. We're going to clear out jungle, we're going to place vision, we're going to take another objective. And so CCG is still finding exactly what they want, even though they're behind on gold here and towers.
100% here. Rapid having some trouble taking the camps away now as CCG move into the jungle to control the map around the top side. Here, approaching the 20-minute mark, you're looking for the Baron control. You're looking for the vision lines. Most of all, you're looking to stop the assault that Rapid has been waging on your side of the map all game long. That's a lot of meat to cut through for Quacker. We're approaching the point of the game where he's going to have a hard time just cutting down Cho'Gath by himself under turret. So that's going to neutralize him a little bit here. Hopefully we can get Quacker into some of these team fights. He does not have teleport to join team fights as effectively, so it's kind of up in the air there.
Yumby has theirs available, but both Eric and Ariandel have a TP in their arsenal that they can use here. Rapid clearing out more vision. That has been a good portion of this game, has really just been trying to get full vision control here. We can see Miracle now doing more of that. CCG focusing towards the bottom side of the map. Miracle more focused towards the top side of the map. And both of them are finding success in those realms. We'll just have to see once these objectives are spawning more quickly. We've got, you know, the Baron coming up in 30 seconds and then about 2.5 minutes on the next dragon. How Miracle wants to navigate this.
Shredding out the vision. Uder's getting a little spooky. It's got the AP items in hand. Starting to get the resistances up there too.
I like that Radiant Virtue though for DMK. I love that item.
It's a cool item. A lot of nice healing in that item.
Yeah, Quacker
really
as well.
helps. Quacker's got one too. He built this before. I really like this optimization here as he tries to build for those team fights. Presses the R button, gets a bunch of healing, which is good to see for him.
And definitely something you need with how long, you know, Quacker has to stay alive during these fights and provide resistances for the rest of the team. Because right now, DMK is just not able to do a ton in that aspect. You know, has, of course, like I was saying, has that Radiant Virtue, but still is going down relatively quickly. So it's up to CCG to start these fights. And that's exactly what they are looking to do here. An invasion once more into the top side of the map here as the mid lane is pressed down. There's some pings coming out from Miracle saying, hey, we need to respond. We need to react to this one. Yama, not quite hitting the binding that they want, but for 45 seconds, Baron has been up, and that is where CCG's eyes may lie. 1.5 minutes left before the dragon spawns.
Too true there, Johnny. All too true indeed. Rapid caught out a little bit there. Oh, now this is a dive I can get behind. There's no wave for Quacker. Actually, there it goes. It arrives now.
More pings coming out from CCG, particularly onto the Annie here, onto Pacus. Barracks not going to be able to find this bottom tower, but it is heavily exposed. Good chance for the fourth one to go down here, but instead things are going to be tied up. CCG finds themselves another tower. And that means that Quacker's just able to go where he pleases. He's not a Mundo, but he's going to be able to be granted the same liberties.
He's going to quack right through the competition and get the Baron and the Dragon simultaneously. It's going to be great. Dragon spawning in 30 seconds now. This will be the focus of the fight.
Soul point, potentially, for CCG if they're able to make the move on it. They do have good pressure here. Ariandel, of course, is going to be able to push this one back pretty quickly. Has a lot of that as an opportunity. The teleport coming through from Yunbi so that CCG can be there right when this dragon spawns. DMK taking away that blast cone just in case the fight goes back over to their side. They don't want Miracle to be able to continue the fight or to get away from the fight on that side. And all of the ultimates are up across the board. CCG trying to find the initiation here. It's not going to be that axe throw from Quacker, but they're waiting to start on this dragon. They're getting more pressure in this lane and maybe trying to find a catch before they begin.
Man, oh man, they're going to start the Baron up topside there. Get the shot of that. Look at this. Rapid and Ariandel just two-manning it down. Holy cow, that is a lot of damage coming out of just two champions at 22 minutes into this game. DMK is going to start up the dragon, but CCG smells a rat. Look at this. Now they have the vision. There's nothing they can do.
I was hoping maybe they could get some vision to be able to throw that final spark down, but that was just not the case. They should pick up the dragon here, right? DMK is still taking a minute, but you know, that's soul point. So Baron goes over to Miracle, but soul point now for CCG still feels pretty good.
Yeah, unfortunately no camps up on that side of the map, so DMK can't take anything away from them. It will just be a Baron for Dragon trade. And yeah, like you said, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. As long as CCG weathers the storm here, we should be just fine and able to get back into the game. Um, in spite of the Baron loss here, just can't give up too much by the way of structures, and we'll be just fine with the dragon.
And, you know, depending on how big this power play is as well, Paucus is just going to flash right over Yumbi, who has to flash away himself. The curtain call comes out. He's going to be able to dodge.
Not all
None
four.
of them.
Whoa.
None of them. But the fourth one, once again, doesn't hit. It's Ariandel who's going to be able to pick up this kill. It's a big shutdown. It's a big chunk of gold that Ariandel now has in his pocket.
Yep, Ariandel with the good gold numbers here. Quacker trying to trade back across the map, taking the top side turret down. And Rapid, of course, relieving DMK of the camps, as he has all game long. Really nicely done from DMK. Really nicely done from Rapid, who has the 40 CS advantage now. Ariandel forcing down the turrets.
Now here's the problem, though, because Miracle it now has a lot more pressure towards this bottom side than CCG had in the top with Quacker. Tower went down towards the top, and actually really good response. CCG able to very quickly come through and stop this tower from being taken. Not only that, looks like Quacker might be trying to go in onto Rapid, maybe finding out Paucus and Last Dance here. The Ghost was utilized, the Ragnarok was used.
Come on,
Look
Quacker.
at the final spark. It's gonna land onto two of them. Last Dance avoiding that hit from the axe, but that's what we need to see from this team. Let's engage on anyone we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Take big swings, right? I mean, why not?
Yep.
There's 3 minutes until the next big objective. You're not going to use the cooldowns for anything else. Look for the picks. Try to get the gold down and in your pockets. Quacker looking to build up that third item for himself. Should be able to get it on reset. He's been farming the minions incredibly effectively. 223 CS for himself as an Olaf in the side lane here. Little switcheroo.
There it is. There's the engage. The Glacial Prison comes out and it hits Ariandel on the backside. Sophist Stage ends up, oh my gosh, ends up using the Gale Force to go in and then gets hit by Ariandel's ultimate, and that ends up Ace in the Hole comes through.
Ace in the
Ace in the Hole will hit, but Ariandel able to pick one up before going down, turns into just a 1-for-1.
Come on, Quacker. Come on, Quacker. He's got it.
There it is.
Get the
flash
angle.
forward. There's
Get
3
it.
members. He's Ragnarocking in. The final spark comes out. It somehow doesn't hit Paucus. I want a replay on that, and I want to see that hitbox because that went directly through Paucus. Out comes the curtain call once again. It's Quacker just going for it. Down as they hit. Quacker's going to be able to pick up the one. They continue the fight. The flash over the wall by Barrick. In goes DMK and Quacker. They might have to step back on this one, but that is only because they can continue to pressure in the mid side of this map.
This is good. This is a good game that's happening. Yes, take us through the replay. I can't wait to see it. Holy cow, there's a replay coming up for you. Yeah, the start of the fight was so good. The sick flash forward with the ultimate. So cool, but the axe doesn't connect with the Last Dance. Rapid able to escape briefly before re-engaging. For some reason, will eventually fall to Quacker here. Look at this. The damage coming out of the Olaf.
Wow.
Holy cow. That's all true damage too, folks.
That was so much. Oh my goodness. So, and you know what? If you're Rapid in that situation, you're like, okay, Quacker's really low. That's fine. You know, I can frontline this. Nobody was expecting that damage. Ace in the Hole is gonna come through. Yumbi with that burn is gonna be able to pick it up. A few ultimates down, but these are really quick cooldowns. Look at Sophist Sage already Ace in the Hole. It just went on cooldown and it's already like a quarter off.
You know, I've actually heard that Yumbi's Chaos Storm is above average size.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I
That's
guess,
what I've
yeah, I thought, I mean, it looked a little small. I'm not sure what the, I guess, you know, I can't really
It's just
speak
the
on
angle,
that.
probably.
But yeah, exactly. A good angle. We're zoomed out a little bit. So,
Yeah, we
you
are
know,
zoomed
it's
out a little
hard
bit,
to
so.
tell. But Yumbi, hey, he's effective with it, right? Isn't that the point?
Exactly. It is about the damage
Exactly.
at the end of the day for the Chaos Storm, and Yumbi uses it very effectively. Gets the kill down to Last Dance. A nice pick for them for sure. CCG are using their ultimates really well, actually, in this interim time to be able to shut down a Miracle and gain some advantages for themselves. Gold is even going into this fight. This is going to be the fight over Soul.
This is a big one. Barrick's getting larger, but who is bigger? DMK, maybe a chance for a Glacial Prison here. He doesn't go for that one. It's a little bit of a pop. It's on Yumbi and Quacker, but Yumbi still able to stay safe. DMK, there it is. There's the Glacial Prison. Out comes the curtain call on the backside. Ariandel just so quickly gets taken down by Quacker. Barrick is going to be the next target here. Yumbi continuing on. Last Dance has to back away from this. Was barely able to be part of the fight. And CCG will continue to push this one forward as they didn't lose a single member.
The middle lane turret goes down, and they rotate back onto the dragon. Here comes Cloud Soul. Let's go, gamers. It's going to be so much fun to watch the team move around. I mean, we talked about the Olaf, but also just the Victor being able to move a lot quicker is good for them. The Caitlyn, which is so traditionally immobile, being able to move that much more and still control the zones with the traps is incredible. So yeah, this is a really nice soul for this team. Makes them much more effective at getting their damage down to enemy targets. It's not a good situation for Miracle whatsoever. Sophos Sage potentially caught out. He'd be fine. Look at them just moving.
Rest of the team,
just
the rest
look
of the
at
team's
them
there. Oh my god. Oh.
just walking
DMK
around like
tries to go. Look at already though the speed and like the difference, right? That we see even just for DM. Look at DMK. Look at
They're
Bristle go.
hoofing it.
Dude, look at Bristle go. Bristle does not move that fast. All right, I gotta say normally Bristle's
absolutely
not that fast. So this is exceptional for this team. And then also having of course the map that they're able to gain extra speed off of. So Yama's able to stay back, stay safe, just try to layer down some CC.
Here it is.
DMK goes in, finds the Glacial Prison. That's the one we wanted. It's the hit onto Last Dance, who ends up getting taken down by Quacker, who's proxying 3 members on the front side. He's going to be able to find his second one. Arian knows the next one. A flash over the wall by DMK. The flash forward by Yoonbi on top of that. And then on the backside, Sophos Sage finds a double kill. It's an ace.
There it is.
This should be the end of the game here. CCG in probably at this point just over now that 30-minute mark has found themselves enough pushes, and that is what we expect to see from a team like this. They got the Dragon Soul, they win the game.
Incredible performance from them once again, almost exactly at the 30-minute mark with the Cloud Soul. So incredible. We always knew that this game was going to be about Quacker finding the angle, finding the movement speed to be able to get onto the correct targets. He found that way with the Cloud Soul and was able to find those squishy targets, get on top of them, get the kills down. It's Quacker's world. We're all just living in it. I can't believe we get to watch this guy play as champion. It's so much fun.
Yup, well, I highly doubt, Axeman, we're going to be able to see it again because I think it was just a fluke. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. I think it was a fluke that they didn't even think about the Olaf, and then all of a sudden they see it locked in, and they're like, oh, that's right. We forgot about that. And it's detrimental. Like that, we saw, you had one champion who was able, there were 5 members top at one point. 5 members top. Sure, he ended up going down after like 3 minutes of them fighting, but then what was CCG able to gain over the rest of the map? That's the kind of play that we expect from them, right? Set up a distraction, go for it, and then gain everything possible. They were okay with giving up the Baron because they managed to get the Dragon Soul after it. There were a lot of sacrifices that CCG made, but they're like, it's okay. We are choosing to make this sacrifice because we will gain more in the overall.
100%, and just really incredible gameplay overall from them. Really nice objective control with the Sejuani as well. So often I see the Sejuani pick just not, or just fall flat into the Udyr. Udyr able to counter jungle and shut the Sejuani out of the game, but nope, didn't happen. DMK just too good, man. Just too good every single time. Executes so perfectly. We saw some fantastic mechanical work from Sophos Sage as well, by the way, this game on the Caitlyn. I would feel comfortable saying you can't let him have Caitlyn again. I mean, if it wasn't for Quacker running around on the Olaf killing anybody, I think Sophos Sage would have been doing the same thing. At one point, he went over the wall with 2 abilities and went back over the wall as Caitlyn. And he's only got 1 dash, so I don't know how he did it, but it was really cool. We're going to see a lot more from these guys coming up, but holy cow. This is quite the series that this has turned out to be, and I'm looking forward to Game 3.
Oh yeah, game number 3, another opportunity for somebody out there to win a skin, of course. So don't forget, we'll pop that graphic up again before we get into the next game. But we are going to take a quick break so that everybody can set up. Go grab your snacks, grab your drinks. If you just didn't see the first 2 games, then you don't understand how amazing this series is going to end or just how incredible it has been. So gather what you need. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game number 3, the tiebreaker to determine who will go on to the playoffs tomorrow between Miracle and CCG. number 3. This is it. We called it. We called it, Axeman, at least after game 1. We called it. And now we got a potential run back. You know, it's hard to call it a reverse sweep when it's only a 3-game series, but I'll still use those words because it sounds exciting.
It does.
A reverse sweep potential here for CCG after losing a 48-minute game 1. They won in 30 minutes, and I gotta say that was pretty decisive, and that's what we expect to see out of CCG, Axeman.
100%. Yeah, the Quacker on the big bruiser that's going to engage and just run at you. Lots of movement speed, too. Finally, a good Victor game here from Yunbi, who has been having trouble with the control mages for sure. The last several games that they have played, and a nice tank jungle game here from DMK as well. I think the nice thing about this game for CCG is that the draft adaptation for Miracle involves eliminating the Lee Sin pick, or the Lee Sin ban, excuse me, from their draft, which is going to open that up for DMK to go for the Lee Sin pick and just try to run it down with the Lee Sin pick there in hand. And that's going to open this composition wide up as well. It's either they're going to leave the Lee Sin on the table or they're going to leave the Karma on the table. And either way, CCG are going to love that.
Or the Ashe. So the other one that has been the first 3 bans, they have locked in both games, Lee, Karma, Ashe, or some variation of, you know, Karma, Lee, Ashe was the organization of them. But yeah, one of those has to be eliminated if they want to remove the Olaf. That, or what they could do, you know, is keep the same bans, and then they can lock in early on. They can lock in the Olaf. They can lock in whatever they want to. But it's so hard to pick between those because now you also realize that Yunbi just can't. It's really hard to ban out Yunbi, right? We saw like 3 bans on them last game, and still they performed well. DMK, you just can't ban out because even when it's like, this isn't DMK style, he still shows up, he still performs. So yeah, I mean, if it was your 3 bans against CCG, what would you choose as the first phase for Miracle if you were Miracle?
For Miracle, I'm banning out Olaf, going to ban out Lee Sin. And then I'm going to ban out Ashe. I'm going to leave them have the Karma up, but only because I just don't know about the Gwen. The Gwen is, a non-factor for Miracle so far. I'm worried that they're going to find out for them in a little bit that the Gwen is what they should have cared about all along, and that they should have really been trying to avoid this Gwen pick because it's coming through. I can feel it. If CCG continue to force the top laner, Barrick, back onto a tank top laner like the Cho'Gath, it's just going to earn them the Gwen pick. It's going to be rough for them.
I also, you know, you mentioned before the last game when we were talking about who could be picked up for Yama, the Thresh was a consistent ban as well. I'm looking at 2 weeks ago when CCG and Miracle faced off, and it ended up being a 2-0 in favor of CCG. The main ban phase, or the first ban phase, actually was Thresh, Vhagar, Sejuani for game 1, and then Thresh, Olaf, and Ashe. So that Ashe has been a priority, but the Thresh, I'm really surprised. Not only has it not been banned out, it actually hasn't been picked up. And I definitely understand the importance of like enchantresses, especially when you've got somebody like Sejuani, Olaf. You know, you don't need more tankiness at that point. You need some more damage. You need some more crowd control. I wouldn't mind seeing DMK though. I wouldn't mind DMK picking up heavy damage dealer, and instead of having that tank in the jungle position, have maybe the Thresh picked up here by Yama. That's something that I would be more than open to, especially if the Caitlyn is locked in again. We know how good Caitlyn Thresh can be. But as of right now, you know, the only changes I want to see, like, it's not really even changes. Just keep the composition cohesive. Give yourself at least a fallback win condition, like CCG did in game number 2. I think we'll be good.
I think we'll be pretty good as well. Looks like Miracle and Blue Side for the draft coming up here in just a few moments. We're just waiting on the last few players to trickle in, and then we'll
I have to rewrite my notes.
Screen. Yep, you do have to rewrite your notes, unfortunately. Go ahead and take time. And you might just have to just scrap it,
rip
rewrite
the bottom
everything.
I'm just like, I'm going to rip the bottom off.
Rip that whole page out and start over. It's all good.
Right, hey, you know,
that's why I keep it all up in here, because I don't have to rewrite stuff like that. But yeah, and then we'll get into draft in just a little bit. But yeah, with Miracle being on the blue side, that does mean that they're going to have to first pick a champion. That means a lot of CCG's bans are going to be focused on those first pickable champions, the Gragas, the Varus, of course, and perhaps even a Sejuani ban coming into this game as well. And CCG will get jungle first pick, I would imagine, coming through here too, unless Miracle want that Wukong.
Yeah, there's the possibility there, but if CCG doesn't like ban out the Karma, for instance, that's one that can easily be a high priority first pick. Same thing with the ADCs. We haven't seen nearly as much, at least in this series. That's been really high priority for early bans and early picks. But because both of these ADCs, both Last Dance and Sophist Sage, seem to be pretty flexible in terms of what they're able to do. Also, because so far today's games have focused more on the top and the mid. Really, there hasn't been much ganking. There hasn't been a lot happening aside from like that first blood in the early parts of the game towards the bottom. So I don't know. We'll see. I would like to see a Karma on board. I would like to see that Shirelia's Karma just because it's so oppressive. It's so insane. But I would
Yeah.
really like to see it on Yama. So that's my stipulation for it.
Yeah,
Not
please
on
give it to
Pockets.
Yama, not on Pockets. I think Pockets, honestly, they might just first pick Annie again, blue side here.
Good
It's
point.
been working out for them. It's a solid pick, and they might just keep running that one back, which could be good. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But the Wukong definitely on table for the first pick as well. And yeah, these first two back to back. Every time CCG's on red side, if it's not banned, Ezreal Karma is a really good first two picks there on the red side of the map. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
will see as the bans start to come out. Holy cow! Loud sound effects. Oh man. Okay, we got it figured out. Holy man.
Okay. I am actually quite surprised that Miracle did pick the blue side here. I'm not gonna lie. I sincerely thought they were gonna pick red side. So far, out of the 2 games that we've seen, red has won both, and that counter pick ability does really come into play. But I can see where Miracle would say, all right, first pick, we have so many really good choices. Let's just try to grab something good for us. Can't imagine the Annie first pick. Like, maybe they will, but why pick blue? Like, if you're going to pick Annie first pick, you can do red. You can do red side and do countering. It's not going to be banned. It's not going to be picked by CCG.
Get the Wukong ban coming through here as well. We'll see if CCG throws a ban at Annie. Could be interesting. Could be fun. And there's the Olaf ban. So that does leave Karma up, and that will be Karma Ezreal. First 2 picks on the red side here for CCG. It certainly has to be, in my mind, then threatening the Gwen for the rest of the draft is going to be big for them as well.
Yep.
See if we don't just get a third pick for Yunbi here. Just get him a mid laner super early on.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the last 2 games, he has had to pick, I think it was last pick both times.
Yeah.
The Azir for the first game and then the Victor for the second game. And that was after the second ban phase was purely focused on him. They're going to ban the Sejuani, and I knew it. I knew it. I was like, if Miracle's going to pick blue side, you're locking in the Karma. If CCG's not willing to ban that, I mean, I feel like I saw that coming with Sirens.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's a good call out, Jolly. It's a really good call out. So with that, I don't know what CCG go for. Hovering Nautilus, so we'll see maybe a Nautilus Kai'Sa angle here. Not 100%. We'll have to figure out where they're going with this. The Caitlyn, of course, is still up for him. Please give us the question.
Yes. All right. Okay. I don't think they're listening to me. I just, it always feels good when you call a few things and they come to fruition, right? Yes. I called that Karma's going to be early on there. But that means, so because Yama has locked in this Thresh, I have expectations that DMK is going to go a pretty aggressive, damage-focused jungler, and that is what I've been waiting to see. Not that DMK did poorly whatsoever on the Sejuani. I'm excited to see what pulls through here. It's the Varus and it's the Thresh matchup. Love to see it. I'm pretty sure Sophist Sage has played a different ADC like pretty much every single time. The only one I've seen multiple of recently is Xayah. Blitz has been pretty good as of late. Blitz is one of those, though, I will say, that is easy to shut down towards the latter half of the game. So they're going to actually lock back in that Jhin. Blitzcrank, he got nerfed again, so he just doesn't do nearly as much as he used to. The cooldowns were increased, right, and the mana costs and stuff like that. So I would have liked to see the Blitz just because it's going against CCG, but there it is. We've been talking about the Gragas. You in particular, Axeman, have mentioned the Gragas several times that CCG has generally picked up, and they are instead going to lock it in for themselves on Miracle.
Certainly can here. That Gragas is going to get locked in for Rapid. I would imagine. Still looking if this is a Karma flex here at all, but that Oriana will get locked in for Yunbi. Good stuff. You'd like to see it. Bans coming out here, and these bans will be leveled against Barrack potentially, as they look to ban out a bunch of Champions Barrack plays that aren't tanks. So it's going to be a Darius ban. It's going to be another top lane ban, and
Yeah,
then it'll
could be
only
the
leave up
Gwen.
tanks.
Yeah, it could be the Gwen who, honestly, both of those, though, the thing is, like, the survivability, sure, they're not tanky, but they both have really good survivability. It's the Syndra here for CCG. What I was going to say is that you said the Karma could be a flex here. If I was Pacus, if I had 1,000 ping, I don't necessarily know if Karma is the way that I want to go. It's not a bad pick, right? But if you're not really able, if you're lagging, right? If you're having any trouble with frame rate, anything like that, Karma can be really difficult because she's really squishy. She offers a lot to the team, and even 1 or 2 seconds lost can be pretty rough. So the Maokai, they banned the Maokai. They're like, it was good enough. We don't want that. They're trying to prevent DMK from finding anything that we have seen him successful on in the past. The Tristana as another respect ban. I love it when the respect bans come out. I don't know about you, Axeman, but it always feels good for both teams.
No, it really feels good here. The Maokai ban, hey, I don't know. I guess you got to ban something, right? Yeah, Harry Dill's Tristana taken out as well. And surely this is the Gwen ban, right? Yeah, take that off the table.
Yeah, you'd think. No, there we go. It is the Darius,
Wow.
actually. So Gwen was banned out the last time they played. It wasn't every single time, but it was half the time.
One of the two games.
One of the 2 games. So I'm wondering if, they're even considering that Quacker is going to run that one this time. And this is what I was talking about. DMK, somebody aggressive. As soon as that Thresh is locked in, they're setting DMK up for a lot of damage. A Thresh and a Vi, that's just beautiful.
Please pick a tank top laner. You know what I want. Give it to us here.
I would love to see it.
A couple things could happen. This could be Karma top, Karma mid. We could get a support pick here. We could get jungle pick here and send Gragas again top, mid. Lots of flex pick potential here. Bel'Veth. So we still don't know. This could be Bel'Veth support. I'm telling you right now, it's all over the place, this meta. But the only champion, if ASOL gets locked in here, that can jungle, it's either Gragas or Bel'Veth. So we actually know nothing from any of this.
I would say it's got to be Bel'Veth. It's got to be Bel'Veth. It's got to be Gragas top, right? That's my thing. Has to be that Karma. I gotta say. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I would actually be concerned about the flex of is the Ahri and the Karma of which one's going in the support role, because Ahri in the support role could be good here. The only thing I'm noticing about Miracle's comp is they don't really have a ton of tank. They don't have a ton of frontline. Even Gragas is very particular about that, right? When we're talking about CCG deciding to go all in, it's really dangerous for Miracle. They don't have easy escape. Sure, they have the explosive cask, but aside from that, there are a lot of initiation. There are not a lot of disengage. And just based on this composition, I gotta say that CCG, hey, look at that. Look who was right. Look at that. It's almost like I watched this game.
So, no, just quick question. Hey, Gurf, did you just edit that? Or is that, official? The lineup.
Yeah, he's been setting up. So he's been, Gurf has
You
been,
set it up?
Gurf has been doing it.
I'm holding out for
Bel'Veth
Bel'Veth support. I'm gonna wait for the official lineup here. We're gonna see it. We're seeing it a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
It's locked in?
There it is.
Okay.
See?
Oh, well.
All right. Told you. I was like, there's absolutely no way. Again, the only thing I could have seen different was maybe Karma mid and Ahri bot, but still a little too risky. Okay. All right. Before we get any further into this, let's throw it to a break so that everybody can kind of speculate on their own, and we can see if the chat is right as well. But again, because we're on game 3, there's that raffle, there's that giveaway. So exclamation point, skin. No reason not to, right? Like, I'm not able to, but please, everybody sign up for that skin. If you can get a free skin, do it, right? I have 608. Somebody has to beat me, okay? we will come back soon, all right? I'd like to hear how many skins you guys have, actually, if anyone does have more than me. We'll be back soon. Couple minutes. Get a drink. This is the last shot that Miracle has against CCG, and whoever wins this is heading to the playoffs tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. We're in. We're in. All right. Enough skin talk. Enough skin talk. I was able to find my first skin. That's actually kind of cool. It's not something
There
I
you
ever
go.
looked into. But
Hey, there you go.
Axeman, it's you and me, right? Of course, me being jolly. On this again, and just as we expected, as we anticipated, and as we called, it is game number 3, Miracle. Game 1 was 48 minutes long. CCG managed to take game number 2 in just 30 minutes. Now let's see how quickly we can finish out this one.
Let's see how quickly indeed. It's the 5-man down bot side for Miracle. They're not going to find anyone lazing around down there. It's statistical anomalies that lead to startups like this. About 6% of the time you find a first blood here. And that's why they do it every single game. Of course, if you're the Thresh, I think you probably like the 5-man death ball a little bit more, but that level 1 is pretty dangerous with the Belveth there. And of course, the Mantra Q, which I think does the most damage to any ability in level 1. So
Yeah.
there's
Well,
some facts for you.
very few champions are able to use, their R to buff an ability right off the bat, right? You just need 1 point. You already have one in your R. That Mantra Q is so strong. But the thing that I really love is that Mantra Shield, especially once you get the Shirelias, like I said, the speed increase that you get from just throwing the shield onto somebody and throwing the Mantra Shield, because they automatically get that plus Shirelias, and then if you activate the item on top of it, it really gives a good chance for Miracle to engage. But like I said, I don't see a lot of disengage. I certainly don't see enough considering what CCG has drafted.
Certainly here. Not enough disengage whatsoever. Of Quacker on the Cassante pick here, foregoing the Gwen. Decided he wanted a little bit of the back and forth here with this champion. Matchup looks pretty good for him.
Oh yeah, he knows
Trade
what's up.
patterns
He's not
holding
gonna
up.
do it. He's not gonna do a Cho'Gath into Olaf kind of thing. You know, we don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that with Quacker with that final pick. And look at the damage already. Again, you know, gosh, for this Gragas, yeah, you do have some good front line. No way the pickup. It's oh my lord, that is a beautiful, beautiful E coming out of Yama there. Lay him back, baby.
Slaying right back. Doing his stuff. Nice hook. You like to see it. Is Yama's thresh as good as Chucky's? We're going to find out this game. Chucky's got a pretty good thresh over there on Supernova, though. Supernova moved forward, having taken down TA in a quick 2-0 earlier today.
Before we even got into game number 2, actually.
Yeah, before we got to game 2, yeah.
They had 2-0'd. Granted, of course, game number 1 was 48 minutes, so I don't think anyone was expecting that. Did that hook go through? I'm not quite sure, but look at Quacker. Look at this. This is how confident Quacker's able to be. Just, that's all right. You can hit me. I just want to knock some damage off onto this tower.
I'm just here for the vibes, right?
Yeah.
I know I'm here for the vibes, Jolly. The vibes are pretty good. Pockets, it's going to move up. It's going to push forward. A little bit of the damage coming out. Here's Rapid on Bel'Veth with the double buffs. Wants the gank, needs the gank. Not going to go for it.
I am very excited for this ball delivery system for DMK. Well, for Yunbi, but on DMK, right? Throwing the ball onto DMK, who's able to, whether it's Q in or ult in, and then just shockwave everybody, right? Pull everyone in. Then you can layer ultis on top of that, right? You can throw down off the stage the Chains of Corruption. Hopefully you can get Yama in there who can throw up the box. But again, if Miracle is able to get some an early advantage somewhere, they have the potential to really put pressure here on CCG. I'm relatively critical of lack of frontline, lack of engage, things like that. There's a great hook by Yama. It's a lot of damage the Last Dance is able to put off, but it's not quite enough. Yeah, I'm critical. Like, I don't know about you, Axeman. I'm critical when there's not really enough frontline. And I got to say, like, very decisively, Miracle, they don't have enough frontline here.
Kind of a quadra carry composition, right? Depending on the build
Yeah.
path for Barrack here. And it looks like he's building a little bit tankier there with the, what do you call it? The mana tier. Yeah, tier of the goddess or something like that. But the tier in the inventory there.
Into the Fimble Winter, right?
Could be the Fimble Winter, yeah. Yeah. Could potentially be the Fimble Winter.
A lot of mana that you use as Gragas. So it definitely makes sense that you're going to get something like that. But again, I mean, even as a frontline, yes, he's a bruiser, but he's not a tank, right? And there's definitely tank on the side of CCG. And it's engaged tank. So your best bet, I guess, is to throw out, like I said, that explosive cask. And hopefully you get your team out and you get the enemy team away from yours if that's what you're trying to do. But that's still going to be a while before we get to the team fight stage. In the meantime, it's still just Quacker being oppressive up here, not relenting whatsoever onto Barrack.
Quacker potential dive here. Not a lot of mana to work with.
He just wants that plate. And he, oh my gosh, that's not okay. That damage onto the tower, that was a massive
not okay.
chunk. In the meantime, Miracle, of course, says, hey, we've got an opportunity. We've got 3 members that we can send over to that dragon because it was a reset coming out of CCG on the bottom side. So it's a free Drake to start things out for Miracle.
Well done from Miracle. Ooh, little buy play here.
There's Yama as well. Not going to be able to find the death sentence. It's a lot of damage onto Ariandel, who has almost half cooldown off for their teleport. Yeah. Yunbi, though, being the player that he is more than willing to use all of his mana there to try to secure a kill in the mid lane. Still no first blood here, Axeman, which is probably a good thing.
It's sudden death. Both teams' backs against the wall. They're playing a little bit slower here. We should see junglers hitting level 6. Oh, they're actually really quick this game. Hitting level 6 around 7 minutes here. That means big fight over Rift Herald. Really need DMK to get on these camps so you can hit that level 6 number sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
though.
big lockdown ultimate for DMK and a big multi-kill ultimate for Rapid, trying to get multiple enemies down at once there for the Belvath. So both very useful for this objective at the Rift Herald.
Pacus already doing a little bit of roaming to try to get rid of some of the vision around that dragon pit. Tribush still warded though, so if Miracle does try to do something sneaky with Rapid, they will know. But Rapid is on the top side of the map right now. Still just kind of a knockdown between Quacker and Barrick. Quacker, no fear whatsoever. Sophic Sage and Yama got that bit of a reset. Last Dance is pretty low on mana, so he's got to watch out for that. Level 6 for Last Dance. Sophic Sage just a little bit behind in experience because of the shared experience with Yama not roaming like Pacus.
See Rapid topside. He's ready to pull the trigger on the ultimate and on the gank here as well. There's the go button.
There we go. Barrick trying to find something. Oh, and a beautiful flash Quacker.
He's out of there.
Making sure that nobody... Yeah, he's out of there. Not only that, Ariandel spent all that time making their way up. They are just going to transition that into a Rift Herald take. So objectives being a primary focus here for Miracle. And working out well for them. Some pings coming out, mostly Miracle pings though. The CCG is on their way. Numbi has their ultimate available. And this is difficult for Miracle to stay on this one because Quacker able to provide a lot of frontline here. DMK as well has the ultimate up and available. Things might transition over to CCG. Who's going to be able to actually get a jump on this? Nobody really wants to commit to the Rift Herald because it's just too risky. So they're going to allow for a reset. Miracle has the upper hand in positioning though.
You want to fight over the Rift Herald for both of these teams. You don't want to give it to Belvath of your CCG. This will be the fight. 4v4.
Quacker is isolated here. DMK looking for the initiation. It's a charm. It's a big pop-up here. There's going to be the jump through Rapid. Navigating over to Quacker. Not necessarily where they wanted to go. Barrick has to run away from this one. The Lantern going to be able to bring DMK up. The blast code used onto the backside as Quacker almost managed to find a kill. Still, nobody able to actually secure this Rift Herald.
Yeah.
Rapid, playing really risky and saying, all right, let's commit to it right now. We can do this because we know that several members of CCG are recalling.
This will give Rapid a huge boost here as he's able to pick up his ultimate passive form. What the Rift Herald, get into a side lane, start forcing down turrets. Quacker trying to walk back over, but Barrick will not let him. There you see the Stingray form on Rapid. On this skin, it's particularly spooky.
Yeah.
Quacker's about to find out.
Those wings, we'll see if they can get there in time. Yeah, Pacus is going to manage to find the binding, and that means first blood almost 10 minutes into the game, but it ends up actually going on to Barrick.
Yeah, nice little
Probably
pickup
would have
from
tried
Barrick
to give that
there.
one to Rapid.
I would have thought so, but they're going to keep it on Barrick here and keep tanking him up. Looks like Roa going to be the item for him there eventually as he continues to scale up here. Another tanky item for the Gragas, keeping him alive, but Rapid immediately goes down bot side. I want to get in the side lane. I want to push down these turrets. That's what he's going to do with this Stingray form.
23 seconds left before the next dragon spawns. CCG doing a good job of setting up some vision here. A little bit of roam from Yama as well to try to provide Yumbi with more pressure. There's another plate, so that's 2 plates down in the mid side. A slight gold lead in favor of CCG. Of course, all objectives and the first kill has been taken by Miracle, so that would be a lot bigger gold lead if it wasn't for those objective takes. CCG really looking to layer stuff down here to prevent Miracle from even making a move on this. They do have vision in the back. Ariandel was able to push back a little bit here in this mid lane. Miracle, though, they can't really find the positioning to counter CCG yet.
They really can't, unfortunately. Rapid clearing up really effectively with that form there, too. Allows them to dash over walls, so it's difficult to out-clear him there if you're on the buy. DMK, they look for the dragon now. With Rapid on the opposite side of the map, this should be basically free.
Ooh.
Good stuff going down for them there, breaking up the dragons across the rift.
There we go. First objective, too, for CCG as they missed out on the first 2. And that means in the mid is where Shelly will pop her face, provide some plates, some counter plates because Yumbi has managed to find a few of those. Rapid trying to do a little bit of invasive play here. There's potential pinch onto Quacker. You can't go onto Quacker under tower, though, when he is somebody like Asante, because he will outplay you.
Yeah, he certainly will. It's a dangerous position for anybody to be in. On bot side, Yama with the Thresh. So some Thresh moves, Yama. Ooh, so close. There we go. Some pretty good Thresh moves.
That was a really good move by Last Dance, and I'm not sure if that was coincidental because it was actually the piercing arrow that came through at the same time as the death sentence. Normally, you would walk away from one into the other, and Last Dance managed to actually sidestep both of those. So that was pretty impressive maneuverability right there. Now, first tower almost going down. There's one plate left here, and a minute 15 seconds for those plates to remain. Rapid doing a good job once again of clearing out CCG's jungle and preventing DMK from getting as much as possible.
Give that blue buff over to the Orianna. Yumbi's going to make good use of it here in the mid lane.
And Yumbi has been doing such a good job on Ori in general. Last week we saw Yumbi pick up the Ori twice. We saw it banned out earlier today. And finally, they've been able to kind of fall back on a champion that they've found a lot of success with recently. So CCG, they're really taking their time with this one. And I think they know that they can. The longer this game goes, right, the better things are looking for CCG in the overall due to that frontline ability and, you know, a little bit of a lackluster tank aspect for Miracle.
Certainly here, the 1v1's getting a little rough for Quackers. The Roa is completed for Barrick. It's a pretty big power point for him there. He'll be scaling up over the next 8 minutes as well. More stacks on that item dropping directly into his pockets. Meanwhile, down bot side, off his stage, and Yama push in the turret. Big shockwave here.
Not quite enough, though. Not enough damage to take down Ariandel. DMK maybe looking for something, but it's still just a little bit too risky. We don't know exactly where Rapid is. Of course, behind the Dragon Pit, because we don't have Fog of War. But it's Miracle saying, all right, you guys have taken control of this lower side of the map. We have to do something about that. 2 minutes left for the next dragon spawn, but the fact that it's one aside certainly means that Miracle needs to take advantage of those objectives before the late game.
I would say so as well. Rapid moving forward here, trying to catch up with Yunbi.
This is not a great game for a play-by-play, I'm not going to lie. We're almost 15 minutes
right.
into this one, and we have gotten
kind of a slow
one. It is one of the slowest games I have ever seen from CCG, but it's the expectation, again, whoever wins this game moves on to playoffs. You can't risk being too aggressive. You cannot risk taking chances in the early parts of this game, because like I said, CCG knows that the later this goes, sure, there's decent scaling on Miracle, but in terms of team fights, the longer this goes, by far, the better it will go for CCG.
110% Rebel. We got the raffle going away here for this third game. Exclamation point raffle in the chat will enter you to win a mystery skin, so definitely get your entries in before the end of the game here. Quacker Bear going at it up top side. I don't expect anybody to go down in this matchup. It's just a little bit too tanky up top side there.
Ooh, Miracle going in hard. A nice flash away from Yumbi, but it doesn't matter. It was really well timed, but all of Miracle is going to be there to find something. Rapid almost going down. That's going to be the first tower that falls, though, at least in favor of Miracle, as CCG found the first one of the game.
It's an easy second Rift Herald for Rapid and the rest of Miracle as well here, too. That's a strong position for Rapid to be in on the Bel'Veth. Really like having the Rift Heralds on this champion. Be able to get that Stingray form super easily here. He's already got the form, actually, having picked it up off of Youngby, but the Rift Heralds make the pushing that much easier. Yeah, look at the healing it gets, man. It's just not okay.
And this is the one, you know, when I'm talking about, like, scaling, I'm like, CCG's better. And then, of course, I keep looking Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth is very scary, right? Bel'Veth scaling is certainly terrifying. But is there enough frontline there to stop CCG as the game goes later on? We still don't know yet. The gold is so even. Objectives very close. The only thing that Miracle has really taken for themselves, obviously, is those two Rift Heralds. Second of which has yet to actually hit the Rift. So maybe the potential to push that mid lane in even farther and send CCG back. But they are right now focused on this dragon, and actually Miracle is A-okay with giving that one up.
Yep, they'll give that one right up for him here. It's a Hextech Dragon, as the rest of them will be as well. This is my favorite map. I love the gates. I think the gates are so cool. Gerald dropped up top side for that particular turret. Yeah, I love the gates. I think they allow for a lot of counterplay, which is really interesting. And also, you just don't have to spend as much time running. Oh, there we go.
What a hook. I was actually
Hello?
waiting. There was no shockwave available. I was waiting for that from Yumbi, but what a hook. Yama able to find that. That was the reason I wanted to see this champion played. Ow, the explosive cast. Look at that. It bumped Quacker over an inch and didn't really do much more than that. But Miracle has now taken down 3 towers. And there's a lot of pressure on the top side that CCG has to focus on.
For sure here. TMK picks up the buff. And he gets out with the Hex Gates. Let's go.
I think we got you a replay here. Let's take another look at that
Yeah,
one.
take a look
Break
at
it
the
down.
replay coming up here. Look at this. Big plays top, but all of a sudden, bot lane. We're looking. We're waiting. It's coming. Any second now.
There we
Yunbi
go.
tries to go in. No shockwave available, but you know what it is? The death
Look at that.
sentence. Holy moly.
Okay, that was
That's
the
special.
spirit. That not only was okay, an inch in front of the minion, and literally into the dash. That was the spirit rush. Ariandel had used the spirit rush and literally jumped into the hook. That's miraculous. That's the kind of stuff, like I said, I wanted to see, and that's the kind of stuff that is going to continue to make things more difficult for Miracle because, I'll say it again, lack of disengage. As this game continues on, CCG is just going to be going in. That's their composition is all about going in and providing some room for, Yunbi and Soft Sage, and there's nothing that is going to stop them from doing that once we're at the team fight stage of the game, which is very close.
Certainly is very close here. Holy moly. I could watch Yama hit those death sentences all day long. It's so much fun. Quacker, it's going to be the 1v2 down bot side here.
1v3 potentially.
Oh, look at the moves.
Barrick throws. Oh my gosh.
Hello?
Once again, the explosive cast comes out and really does
Hey,
nothing
can I
to
get a
Quacker.
replay on that? What? How do you get out of that?
That's just
Yeah.
Quacker. This happens so often to this player. How many times have we seen the attempted dive onto Quacker already? Quacker has only gone down one time and is still ahead on CS. Only by 1, but still ahead.
What a guy. We love our
What a
Quacker
guy.
around here.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do it again. Watch. Anytime, it's like a big spotlight on him. In my
Yeah.
mind.
He knows his ears are burning, right? That he
Look,
that the
he's
the
gonna
screen
kill
is
them
on
all.
him.
Look at it.
He's going through. It's Rapid that tries to go in. Last Dance throws out the curtain call.
Oh.
Oof. He's not going to be able to take one, actually leaving tower range to try to avoid all the damage from Pacus and Last Dance. But they finally get him. And you know what? In the
Oh, this is the
meantime,
same thing as killing them all.
big surprise. Quacker was a distraction, guys. That was intentional.
It's all intentional. He meant to die. Quacker's just too good. Oh, boy.
Ariandel goes in.
No!
Oh
No!
my god, no way Ariandel is able to take it. No. That's not even the jungle. That is not the expectation you have. I mean, it was a huge
He
play to
just got
flash
it
over
with
the
the
wall.
Q.
Are you kidding me? What a massive play. That's huge
Please,
for Belveth.
the replay.
That's huge for the rest of the team. Yeah, I want to see. I got to see that
Please.
play back again.
I
Let's
gotta see the replay run back, please. Just one more time. Ariandel picking up a little bit of the steal. What happened here?
Oh,
It's gotta be. It's just the Q, right?
it is.
The Q coming back.
Was it
What
the Q
was
coming-
it?
I swear, it was like it looked like either the Q coming back or an auto that actually ended it. Okay, it was the Q. Thank God. If it was the auto, I would have been absolutely devastated. But
Spellbook Smite.
you know what?
What?
That's Miracle.
Am I losing my mind? Oh, it was Smite. Well, hey. That's how it
my
goes
Lord. Okay,
sometimes.
that makes way more sense. All right, I was gonna say that was like the timing was perfect, and also if Ariandel's gonna make a move like that, good call. You know what, Miracle? That was impressive. That was cool. I love Baron steals. Usually don't like them for the other team, but they always impress me.
Show them the way.
Holy cow. I'm looking at it. Come on, Quacker. Ariandel's
Quacker's not
out.
really able to hit
TMK's here.
anything. There we go. It was really just a stall once again for the rest of CCG to get involved here. W gonna lock down Yumby. The rest of CCG here in the wings. Quacker's taking a lot of damage. He's gonna re-engage though because CCG is in the wings. There is the shockwave. Quacker's gonna be able to find one. Quacker flashes away. Doesn't get hit by the curtain call. Manages to get out just barely with a little bit of health. And even though Miracle took that Baron, CCG still find a successful fight.
Didn't even see the spellbook smite. That's crazy.
Yep.
Holy cow. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Dragon going down now. This is third Dragon for CCG. After this one, they're looking onto their fourth and Dragon Soul. We saw a similar result in game 2 as they were able to take down the Cloud Soul. That time with the Olaf. This time, they're taking it down for Quacker, our quacky boy.
Let's take a look. Sounds like we got a replay. Yeah, the bot scuffle. Let's let you
Little
break that one
replay?
down for
A little
us,
replay
actually.
action?
Little replay.
Hey, check this out, folks. It's a replay for you. Quacker gets locked up by the Charm. Pretty cool ult here from Quacker, if I do say so myself. W forward prevents a little bit of the damage. He's able to live out and take down the Belvat. I don't know why I can't do that with Cassante in my solo queue games, but Quacker sure can.
I liked the flash just in case Last Dance tried to go for the curtain call shot. Tries to flash behind Yunbi. Like, take this, Yunbi. You got this. It can't be me. Didn't end up going for Quacker, of course. Those plays are always fun to watch. The gold lead still, though, consider, is in favor of Miracle, thanks to, of course, the Baron and also the Rift Herald pickups that we saw from them. Now, Yumby's in a very dangerous position, completely out of mana. Yumby does have flash, does have TP, but the rest of the team here for CCG's in the wing.
bait
So it's
was
just
good.
waiting. The bait was good. The bait always exists. You can't chase CCG without the expectation that DMK will be right there.
Yeah, right? And seemed like they almost baited them in, but unfortunately now Yunby's going to get right out of there. Oh, Sofa Sage. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing, dude? Yeah, get out of there, man. No.
Uh-oh.
No, not my
There
boy.
is no way the flash over the wall. Sofa Sage is able to flash away, though, and DMK once again. Don't go in thinking DMK is not there. DMK's going to find the kill. They're going to get taken down themselves onto the backside. They go for Barrett. Quacker is looking for that fight. Sofa Sage trying not to take these shots. The W will land. It's a
But
lot of
death
potential
sentence?
damage coming from Last Dance. There it was. Yunby now just trying to take down Pockets. It's Quacker and Yunby against the world. The world being Last Dance now only as the remaining member. Yunby more than has the damage capable of taking him down. Quacker, will he even be able to be part of this fight? Yes, he's going to find a hit, and it's an ace going over to CCG. 2 members still up.
That's a big fight for CCG to get the ace down, and lots of kills going over to the carries from CCG. Yunby picking up 3 himself, and another 2 kills on DMK, whose Vi has been massive this game. He is so big on this champion, looking for that second item moving forward, and it's got quite a bit of gold. Let's toggle gold real quick, actually, and check out some of the numbers here. Looking down, yeah, looks like everybody's pretty even. Little head on the top side there, Miracle, but Yunby's bringing it back in.
Yeah.
No gold differential between the 2 teams whatsoever. Dead even at 25 minutes, Jolly.
Yeah, and really the only difference between actual players there is between Yunby and Ariandel, who Ariandel has definitely been set back here. I mean, we're looking at just the KD, just the CS. It's 0-4-4, still under 200, where Oriana has like 70 CS ahead, 80 CS ahead. That's a really good place to be if you're an Oriana. You can continue to use that to your advantage. And in fact, let's see, Yunby able to continue forward, keeps going on to Barrick, actually used the flash on that one, has the double buff too that was actually picked up from a previous kill. So Last Dance is the chance here for Miracle. Yeah.
Last chance for sure. Trying to take a look here. Last Dance got all the damage. All damage he could hope for. He's got Gale Force up. Could be the big play from him. It'll be over the Baron, though. Looking for the big primary engage. Vi, Cassante, Quacker, and DMK. Trying to get in on these team fights here.
All right, 2 towers just went down in favor of CCG. In the meantime, Miracle's like, all right, let's get mid. We can, let's stop somebody somewhere. And it doesn't work out for them. Yama with a great lantern. And this actually means maybe CCG can find a fight on Miracle's turf. Quacker looking for something so close for the death sentence coming out of Yama. And of all the hit players to hit, Ariandel is absolutely the one they want to go for. CCG, they still hold priority on this positioning. It's a big charm. It's a lot of damage. There, DMK goes in with the ultimate. Last Dance is going to be able to take him down before falling here. Ariandel goes down as well. Quacker feeling good. Yama actually picking up the kill onto Rapid there. It's now 4 versus 3. Miracle is on the run. It's Pockus that they're going for here. The slow, not actually hit by Soft Sage. That means Blast Cone is going to be taken on the edge. Pockus gets over the wall. So they escape, but CCG still has priority, and oh my god, Yama, flash, hook, and it's a huge shutdown that goes over to Soft Sage. Yama, you're a madman. This is why the Thresh is consistently banned away.
There we go. Now they're rotating down onto the Dragon Soul Jolly. You're certain this has to be the end of the game if you're a CCG fan. They have every advantage they could possibly hope for. Pockus, maybe over the wall, a last-ditch save effort, the Q won't connect. Dragon will go over to CCG.
Not to go for that. They get the Dragon. Here's the teleport coming in from Ariandel, and it's a big charm onto Yama, who manages to get a hook, but ends up going down there. Did not have the box up and available. Ariandel taking so much damage. You're not going to be able to survive that one. Quacker manages to flash forward. Barry is the target here. Sophist Sage not going to hit those Change to Corruption, and that means that over the wall is going to be that explosive cast, but Quacker is on top of everybody. He's going to dash over the wall. He's going to continue the fight. Polpock is back in here. Get you through thanks to DMK, and Quacker is going off. Now that tiny gold lead that honestly wasn't even there, the equivalence of gold, has swung for sure in favor of CCG as they move towards the Baron.
Yes, and they will try to pick up the Baron. Yeah, replay this fight for me, Gurf. Go ahead and cue it up, Gurf. Show us the replay. Look at this. Look at this replay. Sickle of Death Sentence there on the backside for Yama. They will hunt down Ariandel.
Wow,
really nicely done. They're taking the Baron down now. Baron will go down easily over to DMK. Continue the replay here. Rapid will lose their life there for the Belveth. Sick all in from Quacker. Really nicely done. Back over the wall again. Just hunted him down for the ace.
Beautifully done. Quacker doing insanely well. Same thing with Yama, right? Both of those players just performing incredibly here so far, and particularly in this game. He's quacked, man. You can't deny it. He's quacked. There's a reason that is just a saying around here. Now, I gotta bring up as well, almost as though what I had kind of predicted has come to fruition, Axeman. The front line for Miracle, they don't have it. And it doesn't matter if it's Quacker, doesn't matter if it's Yumby. Everybody can just rip through this team for Miracle, and it's really now starting to come through that they understand they can't not play it completely safe, because any one of these fights could spell the end of the game if CCG finds another ace like that.
Certainly could. The game is on the line for all these team fights from here on out, and that means the series is on the line as well, Jolly.
Yep.
And once the
playoffs
series is
are on the line,
playoffs are on the line. And you know what that means? If playoffs are on the line, the entire tournament is on the line.
Yes. And there it is. Look at the damage. Too much coming from CCG. There is going to be another. The ultimate coming from DMK. There's a nice stasis. That means Last Dance final curtain call is not going to come through. Quacker jumps into the backside. Top of stage, able to take that one with a nice Q. It's a lot of damage onto Quacker, who ends up going down, but it is still 4 members left alive and nobody on the side of Miracle. This should be the end here. The inhib goes down. DMK actually going to take a bunch of tower shots, go down, but it doesn't really matter because the closest that we're looking at in respawns is still 15, 16 seconds away in pockets. CCG in another 30-minute game, able to turn this around. It's a reverse sweep to get them to the playoffs, and CCG is playing tomorrow, Axeman.
Yeah, we go to TikTok, Tony Top tomorrow. It's going to be tons of fun. Get the cams back up, Gurb. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
This is so cool. Being able to get into playoffs with this team. This is such an exciting roster, and that particular series was awesome to see.
That series is incredible. I feel bad for anybody that missed it. I'm not gonna lie, because
yeah, really,
everywhere from the first minute of the first game, including all 48 minutes of that first game. And then to see the turnaround, because even in that game number 1, CCG was still hanging on. Like, Miracle could have closed the game out, but the problem was they had to play safe. We were at a point where Miracle could push. They had the Nexus almost exposed. They had one tower down, and they were still hiding in their base because CCG is able to find that pressure. So a good first game by Miracle. And then the expectations that we have for CCG certainly came out in games 2 and 3. And you got to hope that that momentum continues on tomorrow because, there's some big games coming up here in NACL.
100%. The big games will continue. You'll be able to watch all those big games on this channel, CCG Esports, 110% of the time. Maxman 87 Jolly. It's been fun casting with you. I think we had a lot of fun today, and I hope we can continue casting. Obviously, we got the series tomorrow, which is going to be tons of fun. And I think we had a good series today, and went really well.
We did. No interview today, right?
Do we have an
Oh,
interview?
we are.
We'll start interview.
Got you.
Yeah, and then we get the MVP overlays. We're talking. Let's talk about the MVP a little bit here, Jolly. Who do you think the MVP for this split was?
All right.
Series
Can you
was?
confirm with me who we agreed upon last time in this series, not last week, but the week prior. I'm pretty sure. I think. Wait, did I write it down? Hold on. Didn't we talk to Quacker?
Did talk to Quacker. I
did.
believe
We
we gave him the MVP as well.
It would have been Quacker. All right. I gotta say, okay, based on that,
And last week we talked to a player from Mirage. So.
I'm thinking Yama. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, I am down with Yama.
We saw Recon, we saw a lot of Fresh, we saw a lot of bans and takeaways from Yama, particularly in that last game. That's my perspective. I don't know about you, Axeman, who you see. Of course, TMK is always a standout player, but I think in terms of consistency and showing off, I'd say Yama.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on the Yama points as well. I think Yama played excellently today. I think the Recon was super big, but the Thresh as well. Showing us some Chucky's Thresh. That was good. That might have rivaled Supernova support Chucky. So looking forward to getting him in here. Maybe we could talk to him a little bit, get him an interview, and see if we'll get him in there. But yeah, the big death sentences were huge. I've been saying it for a while now. I want to get the Thresh here on Yama. It seems like every good support, anyone has a good Thresh pick, and we haven't been able to see it on him yet, but we saw it today, and it was really strong.
I love it too. I was asking for it because it was 2 weeks ago when Miracle played up against CCG previously. It was banned both games. I've just been wanting to see it again, pop out again. And I think it was so perfect in terms of how the composition was brought about here. I think that this is a meta where it's not like a make or break in terms of your draft, but it certainly is huge in terms of, all right, when you're looking at the late game, right? If you don't have a fallback, if you don't have a secondary win condition, who's going to stand ahead? And with that draft, 100%, I would stand behind CCG. Again, lack of frontline for Miracle, so good taking advantage of that. But man, but those hooks from Yama are something special. I feel like I could make a highlight reel of Thresh just based on the way that Yama plays. And some of those.
I have a feeling we might be making a highlight reel with some of those hooks, but we do have Yama in here. Yama is in. He's all set up. Yama, speak to me, man. Tell us about that series. What happened?
We started pretty bad. We almost come back in the first game, but we lost. And then second game, third game, we learned from first game. So yeah, we won easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looked pretty easy, man.
Yeah, pretty decisive there towards the end. So one of the things I especially like about you as a player is you don't have these set champions, right? You are able to be super flexible, play whatever is fitting to like the team composition, and also to really assist Sophos Sage. So how do you feel about, I guess, your compatibility and cohesion with Sophos Sage in that bottom lane? You guys seem really strong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really good as a player, but when I'm playing with Sophos, I always trust him because he's the best ADC player, I believe, in tournament. So I just trust Sophos Sage call, and then I just follow him. So my MIR MVP is Sophos Sage, not me.
I
Yeah,
like that. I respect that.
I
Soft
I
stage always top
appreciate
off.
that, man. I'm gonna correct you though. You're a fantastic player.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, we love having you on the roster, man. Having you in the org, you're so good, dude. The Blitzcrank pick back in Swiss was awesome. The Thresh picks have been so good. We're glad you're on the team, dude.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. How are you feeling about tomorrow? Are you guys stressed out? Are you confident? Are you doing some more practicing today? What's your game plan going into tomorrow?
Yeah, we're pretty confident right now. I'm not sure we have a scream tonight, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure we have a warm-up game tomorrow, and then we are preparing. I'm pretty sure we're playing against Tony top team,
Yes, sir.
so
Yep.
we're trying to like planning pick and ban stuff and game style tonight in Discord chat. So yeah, just we are ready for to win the game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I
Awesome.
like to hear. And we're ready to cast that game tomorrow. I'm super stoked about it. Axeman, do you have another one? You got
No,
another
that
question?
for you,
No.
Yama.
Okay.
All I got is one more, dude. Thresh. We gonna see Thresh again in the tournament?
Uh, that's a secret. We don't know.
That's a
Yeah,
secret. All
yeah.
right,
Don't let
playing it
anybody in
close
on
to the
that.
chest. All right.
Awesome. Hey, we really appreciate you, Yama. Thank you so much. GG's today. Good luck tomorrow. Can't wait to show off how well you do there.
Thank you for the good interview.
For sure. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? Before we let you go, did you have any shout outs? Is there anybody that you wanted to, call out aside from Sophist Sage?
Just hold my teammate. Our team played well today as a team, so I cannot really pick like one player.
It's hard. I
Yeah,
know
it's
it's our
hard.
job and it's hard for us. We
Maybe
have
I
to.
maybe I would say Topo because he's a great coach.
Yeah, there you go. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? A lot of people don't. We don't talk about the coaches enough. We don't get to talk to the coaches enough. So maybe even tomorrow we could potentially talk to Topo. That'd be kind of cool. Something that
Yep.
we can potentially look forward to. Again, thank you, Yama. We appreciate you, and hopefully we will have some more exciting times tomorrow.
Thank you.
Oh, good guy.
Thanks. No, good hearing from him, and we're gonna take you to the MVP screen. 210 and 32. Incredible gameplay this split in this particular series as well. Yeah, just congrats to him, man. Holy cow, what a series.
And you know what? I gotta say, it's always impressive when you have a support who, in that full 3-game series, got 2 kills and they played Lux. Okay, he didn't steal kills from Sophist Sage. All right, Sophist Sage was able to get those in that other game. That's always my concern with some of these stronger enchantresses, right? That, oh gosh, am I going to be able to actually get the final hits? So that's something else I commend Yama on, is being able to not take any kills and only taking the things that are necessary there. So big props to everybody who showed up today. Quacker, of course, really performing on the Cassante. We saw the Olaf, DMK, who did great on that Vi, the Sejuani we saw earlier, the Maokai, just picks all over the place. And then, of course, Yumbi, who had to go with Azir game 1, Victor game 2. Actually, every single player had a different champion every game except for Quacker, who had Cassante 2 games.
Yeah,
So that just goes to
Cassante.
show how deep the champion pool is for CCG and how little chance you have to ban them out. So before we
Yeah,
close
really.
out, Axeman, is there anything else you want to say? We are going to get the chance to come back tomorrow and cover some more games, but until then, how are you feeling?
For me, looking forward to Tony Top tomorrow. They're the favorite to win the entire thing, and this will be the biggest test CCG have faced as a roster since they were formed just a few weeks ago. So it's going to be massive for them. If nothing else, they're going to learn a lot because there's some incredible talents over there at Tony Top, especially in the coaching staff there as well. So really looking forward to that series. I think it's going to be a good one.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a good one no matter what happens. So, of course, you don't want to miss out on that. Tomorrow is when we're going to be covering that. Axeman and myself, I believe, are going to be the ones that will have the opportunity to cast the playoff games. We'll see just how far CCG can push this one. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all of our players. Thank you so much to production. Again, you got the producer Gurf, and then we've had Gordo doing the cams and the observation for us, both of whom did a phenomenal job today. So thank you guys for all your hard work on the back end. And for those of you watching, we will see you tomorrow.